from across the world. So if you don't mind, please tell me where you're joining us from. Just type in your city in the chat, please. Let us know where you're joining us from. Awesome. Sam is joining us from London. Favor from Abuja, Duru from Lagos, Timothy from Ile-Ife, Michael from Nasarawa. Nice, welcome. Awesome. 64681 from Lagos, Ikene from Aba. All right, I'm going to share my screen now and just jump straight into today's session. And I promise it's going to be an exciting one. So without wasting too much of your time, let me just, please confirm if you can see my screen. All right, so basically today, we're going to be showing you how to start your career as a data engineer. And we're not just showing you how to do that, but then we'll run through a real life application of data engineering. What a day in the life of data engineering looks like. Efemina is going to be showing you how to build a web scraping and ETL pipeline. ETL, by the way, means extract, transform, and load pipeline. So at 10 Analytics, we usually use the analogy of a plumber to describe what a data engineer does and how it relates to data science and data analytics and other forms of the HR analytics, the business analysis, and all. The data engineer is sort of the person that runs the pipe, yeah, that let water flows to other parts of the house. Sort of like they make sure the bowl is well dug, they make sure the reservoir or the water tank is well done, then the pipelines that transfers water to every part of the house, everything is set properly. That's what the data engineer looks like in terms of getting data, storing data, managing the infrastructure, and making sure it gets to the right people that use it for their analysis, and also the data scientists that use it to build their machine learning models and the likes. So you're going to be learning how important the role of a data engineer is. Of course, you're going to be seeing what a real life application for looks like in data engineering. So without much ado, let me go straight into introducing 10 Analytics. 10 Analytics is an edtech company. We are helping Africans and people of the Black community learn premium tech skills and lowering the entry barrier into tech. So over the years, we've seen that most of people of the Black community are not venturing into tech, be it in their home country or in the diaspora. A recent data shows that 50% of the immigrants that enter Canada as of today, more than 50%, as a matter of fact, are Indians. And maybe 5%, less than 5% are Nigerians. So a lot of people just go to travel out, and what they go to do is survival jobs when they can actually transition into tech. So 10 Analytics have carefully selected tech careers that have low entry barrier, that you don't need to write so much code to transition into them. So we carefully selected courses like data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, Power Platform, Scrum Master, and then cybersecurity. So these are courses that we carefully selected that you can learn within a very short period of time and transition into the tech world where you can earn good money instead of doing menial jobs. So our facilitators are top professionals from companies like Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey and Company, Amazon, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, Sahara Group, Google, P&G, Coca-Cola, and the likes. And like I mentioned, all our courses are structured and backed up with succinct mentorship such that you are able to follow through and transition into tech within the shortest period of time. Trust me, if you are going to learn how to fly a plane by yourself, you could spend 10 years learning by yourself. But with an experienced pilot by your side, teaching you what to do, and with your own personal determination, then it's something that you can make happen in the shortest time possible. You can break record time of how fast someone can learn how to fly a plane. That's the power of mentorship. And that is the game changer that 10 Analytics is bringing to you. You could learn data engineering on Udemy, on Coursera, but then do you get the kind of mentorship that you need to show you the path to follow, such that you don't just learn from here and there and then get scattered everywhere. But then we are able to structure our program such that by you following through with your commitment, you can actually transition into tech within 4 months. Let me repeat that again, 4 months. 3 months of learning, 1 month of active internship where you actually simulate a real life work environment, and then you're already getting jobs. Don't take my word for it. I'm going to show you testimonials. In fact, people that came earlier already seen some, but you're also going to see a lot more testimonials while we go through this. So before I hand over to Efemina, let me just do a quick introduction about myself. My name is Olawale Adeshino. I'm the Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer at Tenalytics. I'm a marketing data analyst. I have years of experience in marketing. Then 2 years ago, exactly 22nd of December 2022, I decided that it was time that I delve deep into data so that I can be able to make better marketing decisions. And that was one of the best decisions I've made so far. I've done a lot of consulting for businesses across the globe as a remote worker. To be honest, since 2020, I've not stepped foot in an office. Thanks to tech, I'm able to work remotely from anywhere across the globe. I'm a certified digital marketing professional, like I said, over 8 years of experience. My passion is to help brands. I believe in the fingerprint concept, meaning everybody is unique in their way. So I help businesses find what's unique about them, use data to be able to curate a voice for them online and push across as global as possible. I've helped businesses in tourism, real estate, software development, NGOs, government, and then personal brands. So I'll pass over the baton to Efemina to do a short introduction of himself, then we move from there. Efemina, please.
All right, good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are up today. So we're still expecting more people to join us, but I'm just going to start the session. The session is recorded, and well, definitely you'll get access to the recording if you wait to the end of the session. All right, so let's jump straight into our conversation today. So a little bit about myself. My name is Ifemena Ibro. I am the co-founder of Tenalytics, and prior to currently I work as a data science contractor. Okay, I would explain what these roles, what the role I do at the moment, what it entails. So I work as a data science contractor, for businesses in the UK, US, and also in Canada. So I do more short-term contract, 3 to 6 months contract, working with businesses, deploying data science, data analytics, data engineering initiatives within these businesses. All right. So basically that's what we're going to be looking at today. Prior to that, I've led several teams of different organizations across the world. I've worked with the post office as a business data support lead. I've worked as a global business systems analyst. I've worked as a data analyst, data scientist. You can all check me out on LinkedIn. My profile is there for you to just take a look at my experiences, so far. But before all this data engineering, data science, data analytics, I was just a regular person. All right. So I studied economics for my undergraduate degree. Okay. So I did economics in university. Okay. And my first career job was working as a management consultant. So working as a management consultant, it wasn't tech related. It was zero tech. Okay. Even though there were a little bit of task here and there using Excel, just like the same work you do, or some of you will do at this point in time, where you do a little bit of Excel analysis and all that. So that's what I was doing, but it wasn't so robust, like at this level where I'm doing it this time. So, but basically, yeah, coming from a background in economics, I have no technical skills, and I was looking to transition into the tech space, okay? And data was what really captured my fancy at that point in time. So that was what really led me to becoming, this kind of professional. So I put up my head, and ensure that I learned as much as possible in order for me to get started. And this was just a few years ago, and now, all just I would say in almost a decade now, I've been able to achieve so much working with top tech firms across the world. All right. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be looking at data engineering. Okay. Data engineering. And this is a career path that, if you look back, if you even rewind yourself back in the last 3, 4 years, okay, let's say 5 years ago, it wasn't a main career. It wasn't a career path, to be honest with you. All right. 5, 6 years ago, data engineering wasn't a career path. It wasn't something that people talked about as, oh, I want to become a data engineer. It wasn't mainstream. Only the big tech firms had data engineers, the likes of the fan companies like Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. But you see, the regular organizations, okay, never saw the need for data engineers, okay? But over time, okay, data has increased exponentially, and that has given birth to a relatively new field, which is data engineering. All right. So you'll see names like data engineering, you'll see names like cloud engineering, you'll see names like ETL developer, you'll see quite analytics engineering, and so on and so forth. We'll explore those names as we go on. All right. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. Okay. So, data engineering is that career path that will give you, value. And currently, there are data engineers are one of the highest paid in the data ecosystem, even in the tech ecosystem. So when you're even looking at software developers, you're looking at data analysts, data scientists, you're looking at all these fancy names of career paths that you could take on. All right. Data engineers are one of the highest paid. And you see the reasons why they are one of the highest paid in the industry. All right. All right. And I'll explain all these things to you today. Okay. So moving on to the main meat of the session today. What are we going to be doing today? Okay. I'm just going to be spending 2 hours on the session today, maximum 2 hours. And I want you guys to go alongside with me. I just want you to listen. You can't watch this session. You can't be in this session and become an expert data engineer at the end of the session. It's impossible. All right. So that's what I'm saying. All you need to do is listen. That's literally what I want you to do. Just listen. Okay. The moment you listen, you understand. It's easy. You get the recording. You can always practice this by yourself. All right. But the key thing that you need to do is just listen. That's all I need you to do the next 2 hours. Okay. So from now, all right, this is 12 o'clock my time, okay, to 2 o'clock maximum. Okay. We're just going to be walking through the time, what we're going to talk about today. All right. If it's 8 p.m. your time, if you're in West Africa, 8 p.m., if you're in the UK, 7 p.m. All right. That's just 2 hours of your time today. Okay. And you'll see what you will learn in just 2 hours. All right. So what are we going to do today? Long story short, 5 things we're going to do today. Number one is we're going to be working on a real life project, a real life data engineering project, okay, to show you the beauty of data engineering. Number two, we're going to be talking about the pathways to becoming a data engineer. Now, you've seen the project. The next thing you want to see, okay, how can I become a data engineer? What are the actionable steps that I need to take in order for me to become a data engineer? All right. Number three, remote jobs. Okay, we're all looking for remote jobs. We want to secure remote opportunities. We want to work fully remotely. You want to get a job essentially after you finish learning data engineering. Okay, you want to get a job. So we also talk about remote, full-time opportunities and tech relocation opportunities also. Now, number four is we have a special offer for you if you wait to the end of the session. We have a special offer for you. And last but not the least, 10 Analytics Growth Internship Program. So the 10 Analytics Growth Internship Program. This is one our participants transition into their desired career path. So these are the 5 things we're going to do. Work on a real life project, discuss actionable steps in order for you to become a data engineer, remote and relocation opportunities, special offer that we have designed for you. And last but not the least, the 10 Analytics internship, growth internship program. So when you combine all this together, all right, this is what we're going to be doing in the next 2 hours. So all I want from you is just listen today, guys. Just listen. I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. All right. All you need to do is listen, to be honest with you. All right. So like I said, it's just going to be a 2 hour session. All right. So all I want you to do, listen for the next 2 hours and you will be blessed. Okay. All right. Let's jump straight into it. So we're going to be going through the masterclass. And before we go into the masterclass, all right, people that are a bit skeptical about starting, okay, you're skeptical. I don't know if I'll get a job. I don't know how I'll do this. I don't know if I can learn it. I don't know how I'll do this. There's so many things that run through your mind. But I usually say this, it is always impossible. Okay, it always seems impossible until somebody else does it. because this feels difficult until somebody else goes ahead to do it. Now we've had people with internet analytics that have, without any prior background, getting jobs as data engineer. For example, we have Michael here. Michael currently works as a sales engineer with a software company based in the UK. All right. Now I'll just play this video. This video is a very short video, all right, just for you to listen. And let's see, I'm going to share that with you now. Okay. So I'm going to play this, and please confirm if you can hear the audio. I'm just going to play this. Give me a second. It's coming up.
Hi. Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm going to be speaking about how Tenalytics helped me secure my first tech role. So at the beginning of the year, I was looking at different places onto how to gain the skills that I needed in order to get into the industry that I wanted, which was data engineering. I, funny enough, came across Tenalytics through Instagram, and I signed up to attend their first taster session. And through their first taster session, they showed me everything about how the classes would go, how they'll teach you, how they'll guide you in securing your first tech role. They spoke about the different sectors, whether it was business analytics, data engineering, which I got into, and data analytics and so forth. So at first we joined a group, and that group we went through different classes. We were assigned a mentor to teach us each of the aspects of data engineering, from Python to SQL to cloud computing and so forth. I love the lessons because they gave us a good foundational knowledge of how to code, of how to know about the industry, and it made us understand that coding, data engineering is not as difficult as people, make it out to seem. So as we were going through the classes, we were given projects that we were able to make our own, and this gave us the skills and the confidence to go out there and start applying for jobs, which they encouraged. So once I started applying for jobs, I got invited to an interview from a company, and I spoke to my mentors at Tenalytics, and they guided me through the entire process, from speaking to the people at the company, the CEOs, to getting through the technical tasks. Not that they gave me all the answers, but they just guided me in the right way because I already obtained the skills through the classes and through the entire process. So happily enough, they helped me through that entire process, and I was able to be offered a role as a sales engineer at a software company. So what I'm going to be doing when I start the role is that when clients want to join and sign up to our software, I take their data and I integrate their data into our software using extract, load, and transform technique, which I learned through Tenalytics. So essentially taking their raw data, transforming it to be readable for the system, and loading it into the software. And I just want to say thank you to Tenalytics through the support, through the classes, through the mentorships, because it was able to give me the skills that I needed along this course of the year and secure my first role in the tech industry. And I am very, very confident that if you was to join, it's going to benefit you just as much as it benefited me. Thank you.
So you see, guys, that's Michael. Okay.
Hi.
Sorry, give me a second. Just gonna close
Hi.
that.
My name is
All
Michael.
right, so that's Michael, no background in tech. I was able to learn data engineering, currently works as a sales engineer. We also have Idris and a ton of other people that I'm going to share with you as we go on in the session today. All right, so you see these guys are becoming data engineers, and the only thing that is stopping you from becoming a data engineer is just you taking a step to say that, okay, you know what, let me try out analytics, and you see what will happen eventually. All right. So without wasting too much time, I'm going to be walking through a real life project, or what we call, a web scraping ETL project. Web scraping ETL project basically means that when you talk about web scraping, it means that you are going to the web, okay, and you're trying to extract data from the web. And I'm going to walk you through this process because it's an industry standard process that you would go through, even working as a data on live project, working as a data engineer. So first of all, you would need Python. All right, you will need to download and install Python on your laptop. All right. So I have created a link here that will take you to a video that will show you how to download and install Python. So once you get the material, okay, once you get the material, the recording, you would be able to do the same project, live project. You will be able to do the same thing I'm doing today. So how to download and install Anaconda, I have created a link there that will take you to the a YouTube page that will take you to this page, and it will basically walk you through how to download and install Python.
Hello,
Okay,
and
so
good
this
day.
is the video.
I'm going to be
All right, how to download and
walking you
install
through how
Anaconda.
to download.
Okay, so the video is there. So all you need to do is just click on the link once you get the material. Okay, now the next thing you need to download also is Postgres SQL. Okay, Postgres, this is a database, a relational database system. All right, so you need to download this also. I've created a link also. Once you click on the link, it takes you directly to YouTube. That will also explain to you how to download and install Postgres SQL, installing Postgres SQL. So basically, it's a detailed video that walks you through all the things that you need to get started downloading all the things you need. All right. So once you've downloaded Python, you've downloaded Postgres SQL. All right. Now, let me walk you through the projects we're going to work on today. Okay. So we're going to be working with Worldometer. Okay. Worldometer. So Worldometer is a platform that stores population data, okay, worldwide population data. So let me click here. I'm going to click here to view the web page. All right, I'm going to click here. So this is going to take me to the web page. So I've created everything in this material. You'll get the access to the material, okay, and all you see, I'm just clicking here and it's taking me to the page. All right. So currently, this is Worldometer, all right? So I'm just going to go to the main page and you see it basically is calculating, world population. So you see the current world population is about 8 billion people. Births per year is about 17 million. Births to today is about 189,000 people giving births today, and it's increasing per second. So you see government and economy basically stores a lot of real-time data, essentially. All right. It stores a lot of population, anything that has to do with population, government, society, environment, food, water, and all that. It stores a lot of information. But today, for today's session, we're going to be looking at Nigeria. And, do I have any other person outside of Nigeria at the moment? Do I have anybody in Kenya, Tanzania, in Malaysia, Singapore? Do I have anybody outside of West Africa or anybody outside of Nigeria currently on the call? Let me see. So if you're not currently in Nigeria, I want to know where you are joining from. Sorry. Let's see. You can use the chat, put it in the chat. I would like to know where you guys are tuning in from. Oh, someone from Berlin. Fantastic. Okay, that's Germany. Okay. Okay, yes, UK. That's fantastic. London, US. All right. So we have Nigeria obviously in the house. US also. All right. So you guys, you can always go to the world. All right, and select your country of your choice. So there are quite a number of countries in there. You have Africa, Asia, Europe, so on and so forth. Okay, and you can select the country of your choice. All right. So whatever we're doing today is not limited to Nigeria. Okay. All right. It's not limited to Nigeria. It's you could use any of this platform, any of the countries that you have there. I'm just using Nigeria as a case study for today's session. All right. So for today's session, we are going to be the data currently exists on this web page. All right. So Worldometer owns the data. They own the data. All right. They own the data. We don't have access to the data. If we need access to it, we would need to come to Worldometer to check out that information. All right. So you see, Worldometer stores this data on their web. Okay. The data currently exists on their website. Okay. So you see it from 1995, 1955, 1960, every 5 years, you can see the progression of population in Nigeria. All right. So you can see it from 1955 all the way to 2024. Okay. And you see it gives you population, the yearly change, the yearly percent change, the yearly change, migrants, people that are leaving the country, median age. You see the median age over the years has reduced, meaning that we have a lot of younger population. All right. Fertility rate, density, and you see all this information is on their websites. All right. We also have Nigerian population forecast. So we have the current population and historical. So 2024 and historical. So we have present and historical. We also have a forecast. So extrapolating into the future to say that what is going to be Nigeria's population in how many years' time? This is till 2050. All right. So we can see what the population is going to be in 2025, 2030, 2035, all the way to 2050. All right. You can see the extrapolation of the data. So we have Nigerian population, current current and historical. We have a forecast, a 25-year or 26-year forecast, 26-year forecast, all right, of how population is going to grow. We also have main cities by population in Nigeria. So you can see the main cities by population in Nigeria. So you can see how the current population of what's that? 229 million, 2024. All right. How it is split across different main cities in Nigeria. So you see all this data currently, all this population data is on the web. Is on the web. Now, when you are working in an organization, most times when you're working in an organization, most people feel like it's only the data the company generates. That's the data that you would work with. Okay. So you're working with Amazon today. Okay. And you find out that, as a data professional, as a data engineer, most people think because I'm working with Amazon, I'm only going to deal with Amazon data. Yes, you would deal with majority of the time, deal with Amazon data. But now, guess what? You would also need external data sources. So take, for example, Amazon is trying to create a new product. Okay. It's trying to create a new product and they want to sell it to West Africa. Okay. They want to sell it to West Africa. First of all, they need data from West Africa. They don't have that data within their team. Amazon don't have West Africa data, population, inflation. They don't have those information within their team. They don't have it within their infrastructure, their data infrastructure. So it means that they need to get it from an external source. Okay, like it could be from Statista, it could be from Wodometer in terms of population. So they want to create a new they want to create a new product, and I want to see, what is the population like in that country? How many of them, are migrating? How many of them what's the median age? All those information, they need those information, right, in order for them to make informed decision. But now the data that they need to make that informed decision is not within Amazon. It's outside of Amazon. So now how do you pull data? How do you extract data from an external source into your own database? All right. So looking at what we have here now, this current data, we need it. We need it for, we need it for strategic decision making within our organization. All right. So now, how do we get this data from the web into our database? So I'm going to show you what a PostgreSQL database looks like. I'm going to show you that. I've launched it already. So this is what the PostgreSQL database, this is how it looks like. So you see it as a server, you have PostgreSQL, and you have databases. Okay, you have databases. So this is this is an on-prem database, solution. Okay, so you see this is database. Okay, so now how do we get the data from these websites into our database? That's the question. That's where the data engineer comes in. How do we get the data from the website? How do we bring it into the database, the company database? So that's the key work that we need to do as a data engineer. Now, as a data engineer, you will now be the one to build what we call a pipeline. Okay, what we call a pipeline. Okay. Now, the data currently is on Wodometer. Okay, is on the website. That's what I showed you earlier. Okay, this is where the data is. Now we want to take it into PostgreSQL. We want to take it into PostgreSQL. We want to take the data from here. All right, I want to take it into PostgreSQL. How do we do that? Through the process of what we call the ETL process. What we have here, the ETL process. E stands for extract. Okay, E stands for extract. So we need to extract the data from the website. Okay, we need to extract the data from the website. All right. Secondly, the T you have there is for transform. Okay, so when you're extracting data, it's just like you going to the market. You want to go and buy rice. Okay, you want to go and buy raw rice. I heard that a bag of rice now in Nigeria is about over 70,000 naira, over 75,000 naira. Okay, not to deviate too much. All right. So you want to buy rice, okay? You go to the market, you buy rice. When you come back in, you just don't cook the rice immediately. What do? You have to wash it, okay? You have to wash it several times. Basically, it means that it is dirty, okay? It's dirty. You need to clean it up, okay? So that's exactly what we need to do. So even though we are getting the data from the website, okay, we still need to clean it up. So that's the transformation phase. We need to clean it up. We need to make it ready. We need to make it look good, okay? All right. And once we finish cleaning it up, we need to load it into the database, So we're extracting data from the website. We are cleaning it up using transformation, using Power, using Python, okay? I would load it into the database. It's as simple as that. So extract from website, transform, and load into the database. So this ETL, all right? So let's jump straight into the work itself. Let's jump in straight into the main business for today. All right. So once you've downloaded and installed Python, this is how I'm going to be using Jupyter Notebook for the project for today. I'm going to be using Jupyter Notebook. All right. I'm going to be using Jupyter Notebook. Give me a second. All right. Fantastic. All right. So what you need to do, first of all, you need to create a new file. So I'm going to create a new file for this particular project. So click on new. All right. You see Python 3. Okay. And you click on that. All right. So basically, what we're doing today is we're building a worldometer, okay, web scraping project, ETL project, ETL project. Okay, that's the name of the file. I just gave it a name. So you also can give it your own name. You could put your name there to say that, oh, your own project. Okay. All right. So we can ETL. All right. So that's the name of the file. I just give it a name so that whenever I need to go access it, it's easy for me to remember what I used to store the name of the file itself. Okay. All right. So now the key thing is I'm going to break this down into steps, okay? Into steps for you to easily understand. All right. So step one, okay, we want to do extract, transform, and load. Okay. So step one is we need to import libraries. Okay. Import your libraries. Okay. So for this one, I'm just going to do import pandas as PD. Okay. All right. So pandas is a library in Python that allows you to do perform transformation. Okay. That's one of the major library that you get to work with for data transformation, data wrangling, and so on and so forth for exploratory data analysis and all that. Okay. So pandas is a very wonderful library. Okay. Now for you guys that are just getting started, that you might not understand what library is used for. What is libraries? Okay, I just told you import libraries. What is this libraries you were talking about? Just briefly, Python is a tool, is a programming language that can be used for anything. All right, that can be used for anything. Okay, so a website developer can use Python to create the backend of a website. Okay, now, how would a software developer use Python to create the backend of a website? Very simple. They have their own libraries that they use to build the backend of a website. Okay, so they have libraries like Django, okay, that they use for those kind of development. Okay, the data scientists also, they want to do machine learning. Okay, they want to do deep learning. So they also have their own libraries that is used for those kind of things. All right, you have scikit-learn, okay, you have TensorFlow. Those are libraries that you can use for machine learning and deep learning. Okay. Now, data engineering also, you're also using the same Python. Okay, but this time around, you also have your own libraries that you use for data extraction, data transformation, and data loading. And one of those library is what we call pandas. So pandas, we use it for data transformation, data wrangling, data extraction also. We'll get to work with that as we go on today, okay? So that's basically pandas, okay? That's basically pandas. Now, the next part we're going to do, all right, is I'm going to break it into the ETL process. So the first we're going to do the E, which is extract, okay, data from the website. From the website. And the website is what? Worldometer. Worldometer. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. The first E is what we want to do. We want to extract data from Worldometer. But let me just get the link so I'm not changing my script every time. So I'll just copy this link. Okay. I'll come here and paste the link over here. So you'll see it's I'm not moving from one page to the other page. All right. So currently this is where the data exists. This is where the data is. Okay. So I'm looking at Worldometer and I want to extract the data from the website. So the first thing I need is I need the URL. I need the URL. Okay, that's the first thing I need. Okay, all right. I need the URL for the website, the URL. So I'm going to come here. All right, I'm going to come to the sites, and this is where the data currently exists. So we need three data sets. Okay, we have current and historical. So 2024 all the way to 1995. So you see all the data here, 1995 all the way to 2024. So we have current population and historical population. We also have Nigeria population and forecast, Nigeria population forecast. So 2025 all the way to 2050. And we also have main cities by population, all right, in Nigeria. Okay, so we have three tables, we have three data sets that we want to extract from this web page. All right. So I requested we need the URL. That's the first thing that we need. We need the URL for the website. So I'm going to come to my website. Okay, and you see this is what we call the URL. This part here, the HTTPS, all right, hypertext markup language. Okay, so this is basically is what you have here. Okay, HTTPS. Okay, so copy that link where you have HTTPS, copy it. Okay, all right, that's the URL that you need, and paste it here. Okay, now, all you need to do now is put a quotation mark at the start and at the end of the link. All right. Ensure that you see once I added the quotation mark, it changed from black to orange. Okay. It changed from black to orange. So all you need to do is put a quotation mark at the start and at the end of the URL. Okay. All right. So I'll run that and that's it. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I imported pandas as PD. Okay. I imported pandas as PD. So the whole essence of me doing as PD, okay, pandas as PD is basically what we call alias. All right. So my name is Ifemena, but you can call me EF for short. So rather than calling me Ifemena for long, like say my full name, Ifemena, you can just call me EF. It's like Ayodele, okay? Ayodele, rather than saying Ayodele in full, you could just say AY for short. All right. Let me say another person's name. All right. Okay. Adekunle, you can call me Ade for short. So you see, those are the things that's exactly what we're doing here. So rather than me typing pandas in full, I've said, okay, do you know what? I'm going to call it PD for short. So, and rather than writing pandas in full, I would just write PD. So I would say PD dot read HTML. HTML. That's the hypertext markup language. Okay. Then I'll pass in the URL inside this bracket to read the URL. This URL I added here. I will tell pandas to help me read it. Read it. All right, read it, and I will tell it to display. Okay. So read, and let's see what it gives me. All right. So you see read HTML. So currently it is trying to read the web page. What Pandas is doing currently is Pandas is trying to read this web page, all right, to extract the data. So if you take a look at this, let me just move down a bit. All right. So if you take a look at this now, All right. I can see there's a table here, and I can see Nigerian population 1950 to 2024. All right. Nigerian population 1950 to 2024. So that's the first table that we have there. Okay. So you see this table here, but it's from 1955. All right. So something is there's a mix up with what they have on their website. Okay. All right. On the back end. Well, you can see it here, Nigeria population, yearly population growth rate, yearly population percentage, yearly percent, and all the information that you have there. But you see it here, 1955, all the way to 2024. Okay? 1955, all the way to 2024. Okay? And you see the median age, of fertility rate, density, urban population. And what's the last one here? Nigeria global rank. Nigeria global rank. Okay? So let's see. Let's take a look at it to see where it stops. Exactly. We have world population and Nigeria global rank. Okay? Nigeria global rank. So that's where it stops. So in the first table, you see the first table is over here. You can see it here. All right, this is the first table. Okay, this is the first table. The second table is the forecast, correct? The second table is the Nigeria population forecast. And you see it here also. All right, 2025 to 2050. All right, Nigeria population and all the way also to, let me see, Nigeria global rank. Okay, so you have the Nigeria global rank also. So you can see all the tables have been identified. Okay, so table one, you can see it is on the top. Table two is over here. You can see table two, that's the forecast 2025 to 2050. All right. And the last but not the least is the last table there, which is Nigeria's main cities by population. And that's what you have here. See it here, the city name and the population. City name and population. Okay, so that's exactly what you have here. So you see, you have 70 rows and 3 columns. That's what it's trying to tell you. 70 rows and 3 columns. Okay. So now what we're going to do, obviously, this is part of the transformation. This is part of the extraction transformation. So you see, when you're trying to extract data from a website, for example, we're trying to extract data from this website, it's going to look messy like this. It's going to look, it doesn't look like something that you can start to work with immediately. It doesn't look good. They look all joined together. So currently in Python, we call this a list. So I'm going to say web. Okay, I'm going to say web equals to this. All right, web equals to this. Now run this. Okay, so if I say web, okay, it will give me that same thing. Okay, so if I check the data type in Python, you can check the data type of web. Okay, this is a list. It gives me a list. So basically, Python is going to the website to extract the data, okay? And it's giving me as a list, even though a list is organized, okay? Organized in the sense that if I show you again, you see that it is arranged. It is arranged. It's just that you can't really use it for the kind of analysis that you want to use it for. All right. It's currently a list. So you can see the list one as the first table, list two as the forecast, list three as the main cities by population. They are all like joined together. So we need to extract this. We need to extract the tables that we need. We need to be able to extract the tables that we need. All right. So it's still part of the extraction process. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to say web, okay, web, okay, and I'll put a square bracket and I'll put 0. Okay. So in Python, let me just bring in my pen. Okay. In Python doesn't start from 1. Hey, that's a big circle. All right. Python doesn't start from 1. Python doesn't start from number 1. It doesn't go like this. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't go in this manner. Okay. Python starts from 0. So when you say that you want to start counting in Python, you don't start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you start counting from 0. Okay, so you start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way down to the end. All right. So that's the way you count. That's the way you count in Python. Okay. So in this kind of scenario now, what we have here, okay, we currently have three tables. Okay. So ideally, we'll start counting from 0, then we move to 1, then we move to 2, then we move to 3. Let's check it out. Let's see what we have there. So let's see for table 0, which is the first table in the web. That's the list that just came out. All right. So you see it here. This is the first table. So let me check the website. Let me show you the website, and you'll see. Let's look for this table on the website. So I'll scroll up to the top. All right. And you would see this is coming from 1951, actually. Okay. And you would have it there somewhere. It's just on the back end. So if I come here and I inspect, okay, I'm not going to go through the long process of doing this. Okay. But that particular table is somewhere, okay? It's probably going to be showing, okay, see, Nigerian population, 1950 to 2024, all right? So that's what I have seen. This particular table is what I have, that has been extracted. That's my web 01. But now let's check web 0, web 0, that's the first item on the list. Now let's check web, open bracket, 1, okay? Okay, sorry. Now, you see that this has given me the entire table of 1955 all the way to 2024. 1955 all the way to 2024. Okay? All right? So this particular table, this table now, it's neat. It's clean enough for me, for my analysis, for me to put into my database. It looks clean. It looks good enough for me to put in my database. So what I will do now is I'll call these let's say NIG population. Okay, population. Okay, so I'll call this, all right, and I'll run this as Nigeria underscore pop. Okay, .ed. So .ed will give me the first 5 rows. Okay, ed equals to first 5 rows. Okay. All right, so I don't want to see the whole everything together. It's too clumsy. It looks too big. So I just want to see the first 5 rows. So when I say Nigeria population .ed, it basically means that I want to see only the first 5 rows in the data set. So you see, this particular one is this data, okay? This particular data from the website has been extracted, and this is what we have here. Okay. All right. So the first table has been extracted, into what we want. Okay. The next one, which is Nigerian, I'll say Nigeria forecast population, okay, equals to, I would say web square bracket 2. Okay. And let's take a look at this. Okay. Let's take a look at this particular data set. Okay. Okay. Now you see this is forecast. This is giving me the forecast. So the second list, when we checked out the list initially, all right? When we checked out the list initially, all right, you see there, this is what we had. This is what we had, okay? But by just selecting each table in the list, okay, I can easily extract each table. Just by selecting list 1, okay, the second item in the list, it gave me out my table. By selecting the third table, all right, and the last but not the least, I would say city pop. Okay, city pop equals to web square bracket 3. All right, and I would say city underscore pop. Okay, .ed to give me the first 5 rows. And you see it here. So you see how I have used Python, just using one library. Okay, I've been able to go to the website. Okay, the website. I've gone ahead to do what? To extract the tables that I need from that website. All right. I've gone ahead to do what? I've gone to the website to extract the data that I need from that website. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. Okay. So we have the data currently in the website, and I needed that data, extracted. So basically what I've done is using pandas, just a very common library in Python. I've done what? I've extracted the data from the website, and currently it is currently in the Python environment. Okay. So what we need to do now is a little bit of transformation. Okay. So we have our tables here. We have our data set. This is the data from the web, but we can't use it the way it is currently. We need to do a little bit of transformation. So you see, when you are writing, when you're trying to take this data into your database. All right, we're taking this data into our database. So the database currently is empty. There is nothing in our database. All right. So we need to clean up this data. So you see all the likes of this percentage, P/KM raised to power 2, all those things need to be changed. They need to be changed because by SQL, there's no way you want to be writing raised to power 2, for example, in SQL. All right. Okay. So all these things, those minor changes, those naming convention of the headers, they need to be changed. They need to be cleaned up. All right. So I've already done that before the class. So what I'll just do is quickly just show you what I did. Okay. All right. So I've done that already. Okay. So I'll just quickly do that. Okay. So let's say for the first table, which is Nigerian population. All right. So you see, if I put Nigerian population dot columns, all right, dot columns, and I run this, you see, it gives me all the column names. So if you look at this, Nigerian population columns, so it gives me year, population, yearly percent change, yearly change, migrant net, median age, fertility rate, density, so on and so forth. All right. So we want to change these names. We will need to change these names because they are not appropriate for SQL. Okay. The names are not all these symbols and all these icons and all the spaces. We don't need spaces. We don't need special characters. We need to clean them up. We need to clean them up. That's part of the transformation that we need to do. So let me just name this part transformation. Okay. I'll name this part transformation. So this part, I'm going to say hashtag T, and T here is transformation. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to say columns equals to, like I mentioned earlier, I have written it out so that we don't waste too much time. So I've written out a correct name. So year is correct. You see, population is population. Yearly percentage, I've taken out the spaces that I have there, okay, and I left it alone. And the rest of them, okay, just taking out the spaces and so on and so forth. So I will take out the raised to power, and the rest of them are fine. They're good to go. Okay, I can keep them. Okay, and that's the same thing I'm going to do with the same thing for Nigerian forecast population. So I'm going to change the column also for that particular one. Dot columns, okay, all right, equals to, I'll change it, so I'll just copy it and I'll paste it here, all right, okay, and last but not the least is city and population, which is okay, to be honest with you, all right, but I'll just transform it just for the sake of transformation. I can use it, okay, so dot columns, okay, some people say it's column, anyone that you call it is fine, okay. All right, so I'm just going to paste it here, and that's it. So with this singular process, I have changed the names of each of the columns. All right, so now if I check out Nigerian population now, okay, Nigerian population.ed, okay, you'll find out that the names have been changed. So year population, you see, this is yearly percent change, no space. But prior to that, it had space. You see how it looked like before? All right, this is how it looked like before. But now, just because of this transformation, because of me changing the names, this is exactly what I have in there. So you see the steps I have taken, all right, in order for me to have a clean and ready data. All right, currently the data was in web, was on the Worldobita website. Okay, I've used Python to extract the data. I have done some transformation. Okay, the next thing I want to do is load the data set. I want to load it into my database. Okay, all right. I want to load, which is the last thing we need to do. L, which is load the data into Postgres database. Okay. All right. So that's the last thing we need to do. We need to load data into Postgres. Okay. So basically, what we're going to do is very simple. What we're going to do is very simple. So I'm going to go to this is my Postgres database. You see databases. All right. Postgres database. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to create in this my Postgres database. Okay. All right. I'm going to create I'm going to create a database. So you see how easy it is for me to create a database. So I would right click, create database. That's as simple as that. So creating a database, you can also do it in Python, but I just want to show you how easy it is for you to create a database. So right click, you see create database. And I would simply just call this Nigeria underscore population. Nigeria population. Okay, I just Nigeria population, and I'm going to click on save. Okay, that's my database has been created. All right, so this is currently the database. So I have my data in Python currently. The data currently exists in Python. I want to load those data points into my Nigeria population database. That's what I want to do. So my data sets, I have 3 tables. So if I go to schemas, and I go to tables, you see my table currently is empty. There's no table there. There's currently no tables. But I have 3 tables. I have 3 tables, which is Nigerian population, Nigeria forecast population, and Nigeria city population. Okay, so 3 tables. So I'll come here, right click, and create a table. So I'll call the first one, population, population. Population underscore data, population data. Okay, I'll save it. That's the first table. I'll create another table for the forecast. Population, I'll say forecast data. Okay. Okay. And that's the second one. That's the second table. And the third table, I'll do the same thing, create table. Last but not least, I'll call it population city population. City population. All right, and that's it. So I have 3 tables. So you see the 3 data sets that I have extracted from the website, I want to load it into my database so that anybody within the organization can just come to this database and use the data the way they want to use it. Okay, so my job is to extract the data from the website, clean it up, make sure it is usable, and load it into the database for users to use, the data analyst, the data scientist, and so on and so forth. All right. So let me walk you through the process of of doing that. Okay. All right. So we need another set of libraries. Okay. We need another set of libraries. So I'm just going to say import libraries. Okay. For loading the data for interacting, let's just say, let me call it writing, interacting with Postgres. Okay. All right. So currently, not imports, import libraries. So currently, Python is not connected to PostgreSQL. So you find out that these 2 applications are 2 separate applications. Okay, so Python is on one application, Postgres is on another application. These are 2 separate applications. All right, I just want to show you side by side. Okay, all right. So we have 2 separate applications. Now the key thing of what we want to do is how do we create a connection between Python and PostgreSQL? So currently, Python is on its own, is on its own. It's just standing on its own. PostgreSQL also standing on its own. But now we need a connection, something that would connect these two guys together, that will plug these two guys, Python and PostgreSQL. We need a connection. Okay, we need a connection. We need a connection. Okay, so we need a connection. So something that will connect Python, okay, to Postgres. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we establish this connection? How do we establish this connection? That's what we are going to be using these libraries for, to connect these two together. So you see where the pipeline comes in now. When people are talking about pipeline, basically you're creating a pipeline in the sense that when you create a pipe, you have the borehole. Let's say you have a borehole or a well, okay? A well. Let's say you have a well outside your house, a well or a borehole, all right, or a water source, whatever it is, a water source, okay? You have a water source in your house, okay? This is a water source, and this is your house, okay? This is your house. What do you do? When you say you have pipes in your house, you have pipes underground, it basically means that it is taking data, it's taking the water from this place, and it is bringing it into your house, correct? It's bringing the water into your house. That's basically what it means. That's the pipe that we're talking about, pipeline. Okay? So that's exactly what we have done. We have Python, we have SQL. This is your source. Obviously your website is your data source. Okay? That's the data source. Okay? So you're using Python, all right? You're using Python to create a data pipeline that will take data from this water source, from this data source here, and bring it into PostgreSQL. That's the pipeline. When people are talking about pipeline, that is basically the pipeline. So the data currently exists on the website. How do you get that data from the website into your database? Okay, you currently have a well, a borehole, or a water source that has water, which in this sense, that is your data. Okay, how do you get this data into your database? The pipe. So that's exactly what we're trying to establish. So you see, Python and PostgreSQL currently, there is no connection. But how do we now ensure that you create a connection between the two of them? We are going to be working with what we call libraries. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to be doing. All right. So let's move on quickly, so I don't waste too much time on this. All right. So now interact. So what libraries I'm going to be using? I'm going to be doing import psychopg2. Okay, and also I'm going to be doing from SQL Alchemy. Sorry, import create engines. Create engine. All right, so I'm just going to give a brief so that whenever you are working on it yourself, you would always know what to do. So this one basically just connects, okay, Postgres, okay, connects to PostgreSQL. This one allows you to connect to PostgreSQL, while this also does what? Allows easy management of database connections. All right. So you'll see the essence in a few seconds. Practicality, that's the best way you can learn. All right. So this one allows you to connect to PostgreSQL. So you can see the cycle PG2, obviously, pi, and all that. Okay. So this one allows you to connect to PostgreSQL, and create engines allows you to manage that connection, allows you to manage the connection. And I'll explain that in a few seconds. Okay. So in order for me to connect, I need my database credentials. Okay. So first of all, I need the database name. Okay. Database DB username. Okay. And all this things, I'll show you how you can get it by yourself. Okay. I need the password to the database. Okay. I also need the DB host, the host of the the application, the database. Okay, I'll show you how easy for you to get these things. They are not that difficult. Okay, DB underscore the port of the database, and last but not the least, the database name. Okay, all right, and that's it. So these are the credentials that we need to get. So all you need to do once you have Postgres, okay, come to Nigerian population and you click on properties. All right, and basically all the information is there for you. All right, all the information that you need is there for you. Coming in a second. All right, so all you need to do is come to PostgreSQL, the main database itself. That's PostgreSQL, because you need to connect to, we need the database credentials. All right, so I'll come to PostgreSQL 15, right click on it, come to properties. All right, you see connection. So if you want to create a connection to this database, these are the information that you need. You see it here, host name / address, local host. So basically what I'll come to do right here, when we have host name, okay? So we have host. So I'll come here and type in what? Local host. All small letter, no space, local host, okay? Next one is port 5432. That's port. I'll come here and type in what? 5432. So the information is there for you. You don't need to stress it. You don't need to stress yourself. Username is Postgres. Okay, username is Postgres. Okay, so I'll come here also, I'll type in Postgres. Okay, database name. What's the name of the database? It is Nigerian population, correct? Nigeria, capital N, capital P. Okay, so I'm going to call this Nigeria underscore population. All right, Nigeria population. Now, password, that's my own personal password. Okay. All right. So I would type my own password and I will show you later. I'm coming. I need to put my password. Okay. I don't want to show you guys my password. But yeah, essentially that's the password I need to put in. Okay. Okay. So now this is what I have here. So now your own password, when you are setting up your database, okay, during the installation of your database, you will need to create the password, okay, for security purposes. So it's just like you creating an account on Facebook. You need to create a password. An email, you need to create a password. All right. So when you are downloading and installing PostgreSQL on your system, on your machine, you need to create a password. So that password is lifetime. You don't forget that password. Don't forget password. So that's the password you put here. So if your password is Ifemena, let's say you like me so much and you use Ifemena as your password, fine and good. This is what you write over there. Okay, this is what you write in. If your password is let's say Tenalytics 2025. All right, Tenalytics 2024. This is what you write. Okay, but because I don't want you to see my password, I have assigned my password to password. Okay, okay, so I've told you exactly what you need to do. Okay, all right. So all I need to do is I'll run this. Okay, okay, just give me a second. I don't think I ran it. I just assigned. I didn't run. Okay. All right, so let's do it. That works perfectly. Okay. So now the next thing now is we have the credentials to our database. The next thing we just need to do is establish the connection. Establish the connection. Establish the connection. Okay. Between between Python and between Python and PostgreSQL. Okay. All right. Establish connection between Python and PostgreSQL. Now, I have created it already, so I'm just gonna, it's just a long list of things. Okay. All right. So I'll copy that and I'll paste it here. So basically, the engine, this create engine, like I mentioned earlier, allows you to do what? For easy management of the database connection. All right. So this is what I'm going to use to manage that connection. So essentially what we are doing is it's very simple, okay? It's very simple, and I'm going to explain it using a diagram, okay? Take, for example, you have a tap. You have a tap. Pardon my tap. Let me see how I can draw a tap. Okay, you have a tap outside your house. This is how the tap looks like. Okay, you have a tap. Okay, at the front of your house, okay, you have your car. You want to wash your car. You want to wash your car. This is a Lamborghini, okay? This is a Lamborghini Aventador, all right? So this is the car that you want to wash. You want to wash your car, basically, all right? You have the tap at the back of the house, but you have your car in front of the house. This is at the back of the house, okay? And you have this one in front of your house. Now, you have this at the back, you have this in front. You need the water in order for you to wash your car. So what do? You get a hose, you get a pipe that will do what? That will connect, that will bring the water to the front of the house, correct? You create the pipe or hose, let's just call it a pipe because I'm dealing with pipeline, all right? You have a pipe that will take you to the front of the house that will allow you to wash your car, okay? But the thing now is, once you switch on, okay, your tap, it means that water is always going to be flowing to the top. All right. So even once when you pour soap on the car and you're washing it, water will just be what? Water will just be wasting. All right. It'll be wasting. All right. There will be no use for that water. At that point in time when you don't need it, all right, and the tap is on, it means that water is wasting. The connection is just wasting. It's just wasting. No need for it. All right. So it means that whenever you don't need the water, what do? You switch it off. Okay. You off the tap. You turn it off. Okay. So that whenever you need it, you switch it on. Whenever you finish whenever you finish whatever you need to do, you need to switch it off. So, and that's exactly what Create Engine does for you. It allows you to switch on and switch off the connection. Because once you connect to the website, once you connect Python, all right, to PostgreSQL, okay, Postgre, all right, you create that connection. And once I run this now, it means that I have turned on the connection. So even after I finish this project, okay, I finish the project, when I don't turn it off, okay, that connection is just going, it's just wasting like water. When you turn in the pipe, it's just wasting. So that's exactly what we need to do. And that's what Create Engine does for you. Allows you to easy management of the database connection. Turn it on, turn it off when I don't need it. Turn it on when I need it. Turn it off when I don't need it. So that's exactly what we're trying to do with Create Engines. Okay. All right. So now, once I run this now, my database has been connected. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is basically data, let's say the name of my table. I want to load my table inside my database. So I have three tables that I created. So I have population data is the first one, population data, population data. So I'll say database table equals to the first one is population. Take a step. Population underscore what? Underscore data, I guess. Population data. This is which population data. That's the first table I created. That's the one that has historical data in that. All right. So I'll say DBT1, okay, which is database table forecast for the forecast. Pop forecast data. Okay, so I'll call this is pop, okay, forecast. I think I didn't spell it properly. Forecast underscore data. Nobody corrected me. Jesus. Are you guys following me? City population. Okay. DBT. I'll call this one DBT2. All right. And I'll call this what? City population. City underscore population. All right. So these are the three tables I created. Okay. These are the three tables I created. This is the tables here. All right. So I'm basically, I just want to tell Python now that you see all that data. So the last step I'm going to do, load data, okay, into database tables. See, my connection is on currently, so I can easily just do what? What's the name of my tables? Let me take the first table, Nigerian population. That's the first table I created. So Nigerian population, if I say .head, okay, it basically this data, I'm going to say what? I'm going to say to SQL, to underscore SQL, open and close my brackets, okay? I want to put this Nigeria population inside this table, population data. So I would say DBT, DBT, comma, the engine, which is my connection, okay? All right. If the table exists, if underscore exists, okay, I'll say replace, okay, and index equals to false. Okay, so that's the first table. So let me load this one and I'll show you in real time. So false, it's supposed to be a capital F. So you see it here, all right? This is giving me 17, all right? So now let's check it out. Let's check out what my table is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to refresh. All right, so you see population data. Once I'll click right click and I'll say view all rows. All right, so currently nothing is there. Okay, that forecast, sorry, population data is what I should be looking at. View all rows. Boom. All right, so you see the data existed in Python initially, but now just based on this singular thing, or based on the process I've done, has been taken into my database. All right, so currently it exists in my database. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this one, all right, and I'll replicate it for the other tables, okay, and I'll replicate it for the other tables. As simple as that, okay. So the second table is what's the second table? Nigerian forecast population, okay, Nigerian forecast population to SQL DBT1, which is for forecast, okay, DBT1, engine if exists, replace, and all that. Then the last but not the least, city population. I'll take it as the last one, paste it here. So I have Nigerian population, I have the Nigerian forecast population, and I have the city population, and everything is going to the database that I've created. So DBT for population data, DBT1 for Nigerian forecast data, and DBT2 for city population. All right, so everything remains the same. All I have to do now is run, and boom, everything has been done. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so once all I have to do is just refresh this, just going to do it 2 times because we always have trust issues, and Nigerians we like doing things 2 times. Everything at what? Double. So we do it twice. All right, so let's take a look at city population first of all. All right, view all rows. And you see it here, serial number, city name, and population, and you see everything. So you see what we have done now. It seems, for beginners, they might look like, oh, this is a lot of process, or this is, some people say, is this what the only work the data engineer would do? Well, you see, this is what we call extract, transform, and load, ETL. All right, this is basically what we call ETL. ETL. We have data on the website. Okay, we have data on the website. Okay, what did you do? We used Python, all right, to extract, okay, this data. Okay, we did what? We used Python also to perform transformation. Okay, all right, and last but not the least, we use Python again to load the data into where? A database. Which database did we use? We used a PostgreSQL database. Okay, so basically this is what we call the ETL. So we had the data on the website initially, all right? And you see how we went through the whole process of getting the data from the website, currently from the website, into a database, into a database. Let's take a look at forecast. All right. View all rows. I see our forecast data. Okay. So this population, and I'm just going to do forecast also. All right. So I take a look at forecast. See 2025 to 2050, and all the data is here. So now, what happens after this is the data scientist, the data analyst, the MIS analyst, and any other person that needs this data can easily just connect to this database and start to use it. All right. The data engineer, on the other hand, has done what? Has built an efficient pipeline, getting the data from the website, transforming it, cleaning it up, ensuring that it's usable in order for the data scientists to use it. All right. So, and that's basically what the case would be. All right. So, any question? And let me see. Let me see. I know if you guys have learned something new today in class, all right, I want you guys to drop a one in the chat. Let me see. All right. If you guys learned something fantastically new, okay, please drop a one in the chat. I want to see. I want to see the people that are learning with me today. All right. All right, fantastic, awesome, awesome. I can see a lot of ones coming in. Okay, I can see a lot of ones coming in. Fantastic, awesome, awesome. That's good. So that's basically a real life projects that you worked on that you could showcase with people that these are the things that I can actually do as a data engineer. And that's essentially like one key feature that is missing that a lot of people are missing in getting started working on projects like this that would teach them not just the foundation also teach them, give them that real life example of what data engineering is all about. Okay. So this is something you could also do by yourself. You could actually do this project yourself. It's simple. And what I've done to make it easy for you is everything that you need is available. So once you get the recording of the session, all you need to do is download Python, download PostgreSQL. Everything is the links are there already. All right. The links to the videos are all there. So how to download and install Anaconda, you see, click here to watch. Click here, it takes you to a YouTube page for you to do that. All right. Also for PostgreSQL, click here to watch. You would also take it to where you could watch the PostgreSQL, download, install it. And once you finish that, build your own web scraping ETL pipeline for the first time. And you see, when you try this by yourself, that's when you get to see that, okay, maybe, I could actually become a data engineer. All right. All right. So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. So the data engineering program, you see what we've been able to do in just about 1 hour. All right, in just about 1 hour. Okay, so I have a question here. Just wanted to ask. I know you use Postgres. Would Amazon database be used by any other? Yes, you could use AWS. You could use GCP. You could use Azure. Those are cloud platforms. You could use MySQL. You could use Microsoft SQL Server. You could use the other database system that you could actually use. Yes, it's interesting for you to try your hands on other ones to see how it works. The only key difference is the connection. How do you establish the connection? All right, the database name, the host, and all those things. That's the only key difference. All right, and now to managing other database systems. All right, I hope that answers your question. Rafiat and Hugo that asked the question. All right. Now, the data engineering program basically is for how long? It's for 4 months, 100% online. Okay. And it's a virtual instructor led. So you have someone like me that will be holding you and guiding you through your journey of becoming a data engineer. All right. 100% online. So regardless of anywhere you are in the world, you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you're in South Africa, you are in the US, you're in the UK, Canada, or anywhere in the world. Like for myself, I'm currently in Canada. All right. And I'm sure some of you are in Nigeria, some of you are in Berlin, Germany, some of you are in the US, and so on. So it gives you the ability to learn from one another across different regions. So you're not confined to a particular region. Opportunities also, I'll talk about that. Okay. Hands-on practical session. Look at what we did in just 7 up to 1 hour. Okay. All right. See what we're able to achieve within just 1 hour. And imagine you now doing this for a certain duration of time. I can tell you for free how good you will be at the end of the session. So hands-on practical session, you would also get lifetime access to the materials, the videos, and all the things that you need to learn. Okay, so the class live recording, the watch me do it videos, you will get lifetime access to all the videos, all the materials during the training program, lifetime access. Even after you complete, you will still have access to the materials. Now, the classes, you would have over 30 classes with over 50 topics. Today, we only looked at one aspect, okay? So imagine you going through 50 topics, okay, in over 30 classes. You can be rest assured that you're going to learn a lot, okay? I can beat my chest on that. All right, the average salary of a data engineer in Nigeria currently is 9 million naira. Average salary of a data engineer in the UK is £52,000 per annum. All right. The training program allows you to build projects. Okay, so you would add a lot of projects to your portfolio. Okay, so you have a minimum of 10 projects working on Python, working on SQL, working on Apache Spark. I'm going to tell you through all the kind of projects you're going to work on. Okay. Now, 100% job visibility. Okay, I will not expatiate on that when we get to that. You will also get a certificate upon completion of the training program. You'll also get, a certificate once you're done with the training program. Okay. And last but not the least, the training program will run for 3 months plus. It's about 16 weeks. Okay. And you get 1 month free virtual internship. All right. 1 month free virtual internship. Okay. All right. Now, how do I become a data engineer? How do I get started? What are the things I need to do in order for me to become a data engineer? I think this is one of the most asked question, in becoming, I've received in recent times. All right. And I tell most people you need to understand the basics, or understand an introduction to data engineering. And that's what we're going to teach you, introducing you to data engineering. Some of you have never heard of database. Some of you have never heard of Python. Some of you have never heard of data modeling. Some of you have never heard of, OLTP, OLAP, all these things. All these things sounds very vague. Even SQL. SQL stands for structured query language. Some of you have never heard of this before. So how do you get started if you've never heard of this before? So we start with an introduction to data engineering. Okay, so we teach you all the things that you need to know, providing you that solid background that you need in order for you to get started. Now, moving on to the next thing, Python and SQL. All right. So once you finish with that, you move into Python and SQL. And that you see what we did today is majorly two things that we use today, Python and SQL. And those are the two major languages that you need to learn as a data engineer. Python programming language and SQL. All right. So once you've mastered those two, we move into Linux and GitHub. So we use Linux for batch commands, and we also use version control. We use GitHub for version control. Okay, and I'll explain this as we go on. Okay. So basically, once you're done with batch commands and version control, you move into data modeling. You work with real life projects, building data models for businesses across the world. You get to work with pandas and Apache PySpark. Okay, so you see, as you're working on all these things, introduction to data engineering, you move to Python and SQL. You work on projects in Python. You work on projects in SQL. You work on projects in Python and SQL together. That's at least 3 projects off the top that you work on. Now you move to batch command and version control. You can start to work on projects in that aspect also. You move to data modeling. You have projects. Pandas, you have projects. Apache PySparks, you have projects. You see how you're going to be building a repository of projects as you learn, as you go on. All right. So we did a bit of data extraction today, web scraping. Okay, but that's just one out of several other ways you can extract data from different sources. So you can work with APIs. Okay, APIs definitely is one of the tools one of the applications you'll be working with, all right, the most. So you get to work with APIs. You get to extract data from database. So you've seen scenarios whereby organizations are recruiting for data migration specialists, data migration analysts, okay, data migration engineers. So basically it means that you're extracting data from a database, all right, into another database. Okay, so you will learn how to extract data from databases, from API, from web applications like we did today, which is web scraping. All right. Then you will learn how to data clean and transform your data. Data transformation and data cleaning, very synonymous, okay? So you're cleaning your data, you're making it usable, you're making it readable. So basically, that's exactly what you need to work on. Now, moving on to the next thing, people were talking about Amazon, okay? So you would also get to work with AWS, all right? Amazon Cloud Services, all right? Web services. And that's what you'll be learning. You'll be learning cloud computing. You'll be learning all the Amazon Web Services that you need in order for you to become an AWS cloud engineer. All right. So it's not just you learning data engineering, you would also be learning cloud engineering. Last but not the least, you now start to do what? Build data pipelines. All right. And orchestrate them to get them into what you're doing. So orchestration basically means automation. So you see the thing I did today, all right? It's manual in the sense that tomorrow, if we need the up-to-date data, you see what odometer is constantly, counting. So you see the population is always changing. All right. So let me refresh the page. All right, you see it is always changing. All right, so it is 9:35 at the moment. Okay, you see it has increased to 36. So this thing is always increasing and decreasing. So as people give birth, as people also buy, okay, you see is always updating by itself in real time. So obviously, automation basically means that, okay, by tomorrow or next week, the data would have changed. The data would have been updated, okay, would have changed from what it is today. But if I need to run through my pipeline at this point in time, I will need to run it manually. Now, orchestration basically is talking about how do you not automate it to run by itself? How do I automate my pipeline to run by itself? That's exactly what we're going to be teaching you. So you see, you're going to be learning everything you need in order for you to get started in data engineering. Starting from the very basics of what a database, what's a data mart, what's a data lake, what's a delta lake, what is online analytical processing, what is online transactional processing, all those things you need to learn. To Python and SQL, to bash commands and version control, to data modeling, to pandas, to Apache Spark, data extraction, data cleaning and transformation, to cloud engineering as a whole. And at the end of everything, you become a master data engineer. Okay? A master data engineer. Now, moving on to the next thing. All right. So now all the things that we talked about here, basically it's now in detail. Okay. So you see it here, data engineering fundamentals. What would you learn? Big data. What is big data? Why data engineering concepts, relational databases, cloud computing, on-prem versus cloud, and all the things you need, all the foundational things that you need. We move into Python. You learn Python programming, exploratory data analysis, processing JSON and REST payloads, Python database programming. You move to SQL, you learn DDL, DML, and DQL, data definition language, data manipulation language, data query language. Then you move to bash commands and version control, understanding Linux, getting started with GitHub and GitHub repository, okay? How to create local copy and your clones, how to speed up your repository with sample content and so on and so forth. All right. You move on to data modeling. So you have data warehouse modeling and you also have database modeling. And you get to work with projects around database modeling and data warehouse modeling. You move to pandas, you move to Apache PySpark, and you see how detailed they are. So once you get the materials, you can always go through this at your own pace and you can read all the things you need to learn. Now, all the way out to cloud engineering. Okay, so you do your data cleaning, cloud computing, AWS services. You get to work with S3, AWS, Redshift. All the things that you need to learn, all the Lambda function you need to do to work with in order for you to get started. You learn all those things. And last but not the least, you get to data pipelines and orchestration. And it's as simple as that. Okay. All right. So why should you train with analytics? Why should you even try to learn with us? Okay. Why we have a great curriculum, you've seen that, okay, but why should you train with us? So it's of our achievement last year and also in previous years, okay. All right, and I'll explain that. So now last year we did over 850 people getting a job in the tech space. And I shared one with you already, which was Michael. All right. Michael was one of the guys that went through no prior experience. And that's the reason why we kept it here. From classroom into their first job in tech, from classroom to getting their first job. Classroom, get first job. So no prior experience is required. No prior experience. No prior experience in any field, in any technology, nothing is required. And that's the reason why we put it here. Now, 850 people last year, okay, moved from classroom to getting their first job in the tech space. So if you're currently in the US, you're currently in the UK, you're in Canada, you're in anywhere in Europe, you're in Asia, you're in Africa, you are in the right place. Okay. So we helped over 850 people last year to do this. All right. And the numbers are larger than this. We did well over 1,500 last year. All right. But the other half, the other set of people are people that had prior experience. Okay. They were working as business analysts and they were looking to learn maybe data engineering to upskill themselves and get a job. So they had experience working as a BA, all right? Or they had experience working as a data analyst and they wanted to upskill themselves. All right. We also have people that, any other field. Okay, I was working as a data scientist, I want to become a data engineer, all right, and so on and so forth. Those are the things that we did last year. But if we add those numbers, it will look like, these people have prior experience. That's the reason why they're able to achieve this. All right. And that's the reason why we try to, not really downplay it, but to show you that as a beginner, all right, you can actually learn these things and get a job because 850 people just last year were able to achieve this. In 2022, we did over 500 people, all right, and we pushed the notch to say that this year, last year we did 850, and this year we actually want to break the mark. We want to do double of this number. So we want to do over 1,600 people this year. New entrants, all right, and I'll show you how we're going to achieve that in a few seconds. I'll show you how we are going to achieve 1,600 people getting their jobs in tech as beginners this year. So why should you train with us? Simple methodology. First of all, up-to-date curriculum. All right, so our curriculum, up-to-date, all the technologies, all the tools you need to learn in order for you to get started is basically in the curriculum. And that's the reason why I took our time to show you the curriculum. All right. Industry experts, you get to work with people that have hands-on experience, minimum of 5 to 10 years experience in the field. We get to work with them. Guys that have deployed this in large corporations, you get to work with them. So essentially, that's the kind of things that you will learn. So you're not just learning from, someone on YouTube that you don't know the person's background or anything. All right. You're going to be learning with somebody hands-on, just like what we did today in class. Okay. In the master class. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Now, the next one is blended training delivery. So we have a combination of classes whereby we have the live classes. Okay. All right. So the blended training curriculum basically combines a live class, all right, plus what we call watch me do it videos. Watch me do it videos. All right. So these videos basically they are self-paced. I would show you when we get to that level. Okay. I'll show you the videos. So they are self-paced materials that allows you to practice on your own. And what we're trying to do here is when we look at individuals on the large scale, we have the fast learners and we have the slow learners, which is ideal for any place you find yourself. Okay. So the fast learners are the people that when they come to the live class, they are okay. Only the live class for them, and they might be fine. They're fine. As long as they've seen what you did, they can always remember what you did in class. But everyone can never be like that. Hence the reason why we have backup, which is what we call the watch me do it videos. So the watch me do it videos basically act as a reinforcement. Okay, you've done this in the live class. Here is another set of projects that you can work on. Okay, that will give you a broader view of what we did in class. So giving the people that are slow learners the opportunity to learn at their own pace, rewind, forward, work on it, watch me do it. So as the videos are playing, you are also practicalizing what you've seen in the videos. So blended training delivery to ensure maximum understanding in the sessions. Now, additional employability services, another aspect that we'll talk about in a few minutes. Last but not least, internship. So after the training program, you get access to internship, real life internship, simulated work environment where you get to work as a data engineer. All right. Moving on, how do we position you for success? Very simple, three-layered approach. How do we position you for success? All right. Level one, we have 6 in this particular category. Number 1 there is CV review. In real sense, we call it a revamp of your CV. So even if you have prior experience, we are going to still revamp your CV. Even if you have experience in another field, we will revamp your CV. So what we're doing with this revamping basically is fine-tuning your experience and turning it into data engineering experience so that when a potential recruiter sees your CV, they get you straight through the door. The main reason why people struggle in transitioning is because they don't have a good CV. They don't have a good CV. So CV that can never pass through what we call ATS, applicant tracking software. Okay, so majority of these recruiters use ATS to weed out people that have no experience or that claim they have experience but they're not good enough. So how do you get your CV to pass through ATS? That's what we're going to do for you to help you, you know, get the roles. Most people are just looking for interviews. Please just let me come to your interview and let me talk. I would explain all the things I've done. But you see, a lot of people don't struggle to even get an interview. The key thing is even just to get an interview and sell yourself as much as possible so that you can get the job that you're looking for. All right. Number two, LinkedIn optimization. LinkedIn optimization. This is another aspect that we need to talk about. Okay, so LinkedIn optimization works like SEO, all right, search engine optimization. When you go on Google today and you search for something, all right, you want Google to recommend the best ones to you first, correct? So you see the first couple of searches, okay, that you see when you search for something on Google are the ones that you're looking out for, okay? So LinkedIn optimization works the same way. When a recruiter searches for a particular vacancy for a particular skill set, your profile should appear. If your profile doesn't appear in the first page or maybe even maximum the second page, you are likely not going to get called. So how do you optimize your LinkedIn so that whenever a recruiter is searching for a data engineer nearby or a data engineer working remotely, whatever the case might be, your profile should be recommended. All right, that's what we do there. Upwork optimization, also a fantastic platform for freelancers. So if you want to work freelance, would also help you optimize your Upwork profile in order for you to work freelancing and all that. Okay. We'll also talk about remote jobs in a few seconds. Now, and that's exactly where we go to when we talk about navigating the job market. So where do you get this job? If a man, you say there's job, where do I get this job? Okay? It's not everybody that you're saying that everybody, you say when I finish the training program, I'll be able to get a job. Where do I get these jobs? And I'll show you, literally, I would honestly show you where you can get remote jobs. I'll show you at least 2 sites you could use in getting remote jobs. Working freelance, fully remotely as a data engineer. So if you're currently in Africa somewhere, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, even if you're in the UK, all right, you're in the US, I'm going to do UK, Canada. I'm also going to do for guys remotely, working remotely. So how to navigate the job market. All right. Now, what kind of roles can I do? I just finished learning data engineering. What roles can I take on? Can I work as a BI engineer? Absolutely. So most people learn data engineering with the concept, with the mindset that they can only work as, data engineers. So when they go to search for online for jobs, they are only searching for data engineers. All right. So, how do you navigate the job market? Those are the things that would help you achieve. Job and interview preparation, very easy, would help you. Once you have a good CV, you have a good LinkedIn profile, you know how to navigate the job market, would help you prepare for interviews. So once you get interviews, we help you, work with you to get what you're looking for. All right. So last but not the least, recommendation and reference letter. Okay, so recommendation and reference letter, essentially, once you get an opportunity, you interview and you get a job, they need an organization to back up your experience. And most times, it's usually your previous or your current employer. So if you've been working as a customer service representative, for example, looking to get into data engineering, all right, you might struggle because your customer experience organization would not want to give you recommendation for data engineering. And that's where we come in. So being the fact that you've gone through our training program, which everything is practical, and you've worked on projects, you submitted your assignments, you've worked on different, projects and all that, all right? And you've also done your internship, you've done all the things that you need, we would write a recommendation letter for you, all right? As long as you go through the 10 analytics program, we would write a recommendation letter for you. You can also claim work experience. So you could tell potential recruiters that, oh, I currently work with analytics, and these are the things I have done, and this is the reason why you should give me the job, essentially. All right. And after that, you can claim that work experience from analytics, will write your recommendation and reference letter. Level two is of two categories, weekly mentorship sessions and on-the-job support. So it would help you bring in experts within the field to come and speak to you, to come and mentor you, guide you on what you need to do, what not to do in order for you to get the job that you're looking out for. So weekly mentorship session is something that we should be looking out for anyone looking to getting started, okay? On the job support, once you get a job and maybe a certain task is given to you, you cannot perform it properly, we would help you achieve that. We would help you work with you on the job support. So once you get a job and you feel like you're not even comfortable enough or you're not confident enough to take on this task, we would assist you. All right. What we call training wheels. All right. So you see a child when the child is trying to learn how to ride a bicycle, they give them training wheels first of all. So from the training wheels, what do you do next? You'll start to take up the training wheels, and that's exactly what we do here. So we provide you with on-the-job support and all the things you need to get it started, and that's essentially what we need to do. All right, level three, and this is where I tell you that we are going to be increasing from 850 we did last year to 1,600. New entrant, people that had no prior experience. How do we achieve this? What we're doing this year is we are guaranteeing interviews. All right. So we guarantee interviews. We are going to guarantee several interviews 1 month after completing your training program. All right. 1 month after completing your training program, we'll guarantee you interviews. Even during the training program, you will also get interviews. All right. But what we are certain about is once you complete your training program, you complete all of the projects, we are guaranteeing 1 month, 1 month after your training program, several interviews that will lead up to you getting a job. And I'll talk more about how we are going to achieve this. I'm going to talk more on how we are guaranteeing interviews this year. All right. So our internship program is one of the best in the industry. Okay. Now, what you could do with the internship program, you could add it to your CV, like I mentioned earlier. You can use it to claim work experience to say that you worked with analytics, and these are the projects you worked on as a data engineering consultant. Okay. Now, you could also, that is using 1 month to own your skills. People just want to work on more projects to gain more experience, to gain more skills, and all that. And that's exactly what we're going to do for you. Now, you'll be adding additional 6 projects to your portfolio, and you'll be getting a project review with an industry expert. So you see, you're never going to be alone. All right. The only part for this internship is you are not getting any training wheels. All right. So we're simulating a real life environment of you working as a data engineer and you coming up with a solution to the project. All right. So 1 month to add, you can add to your CV, framework experience, own your skills, work on more projects, add it to your portfolio, and get that industry experts review of your project. So how do we achieve you getting interviews this year? First of all, body mentorship sessions where we bring in people that have gotten jobs last year. So I am in Ghana, I'm in Sierra Leone, I'm in the UK, I'm in Canada, I'm in the US, and I'm looking to get in a job. Okay, we have mentors that have gotten jobs with those regions that have gone through analytics. Okay, people that have gone through analytics and have gotten their own job, they are coming back to say that they want to also help people. All right, they never believed that they could learn it in 2, 3 months, 4 months in some cases, and they were able to get a job after. So they are coming back to say that they want to give back to analytics, all right, to help more people transition into the tech space. So you have enough mentor, people that have gone through analytics and are looking to helping you. So when you hear people say that, oh, I went to analytics and I was able to achieve this, you would likely feel motivated to say that, okay, if this person can do it, there's a likelihood that I can do it also. All right. And there's always this confidence that comes with, oh, I was a novice before, I was able to do it. Let me help you to do the same thing. And that's exactly what we're trying to achieve with the body mentorship sessions. Now, internship experience, like I talked about it, currently one of the best in the industry. And what we're trying to do is simulate a real life working environment of you working as a data engineer. All right. So you're going to be working on those very high-end projects that will give you the experience that you need in getting started. All right. Now, last but not the least, this is where we now come to the getting a job, interviews. Getting interviews. So what we've done now is we've secured some partnership and we are looking to secure more with recruitment agencies in UK, Canada, and in the US. So currently we have some partnerships with Ace Recruitment, Robert Alvin Arch, Michael Page, Adecco, Manpower, Conferry, Quality Services, and Tech Systems. And we're looking at even partnering more, recruiters across these key regions across the world. What we're trying to achieve basically is we're trying to build our own job pipeline. Okay, we are trying to build our own job pipeline. Okay, so we have the recruiters on one end that have access to all the job postings that are always recruiting for, all right, for certain jobs in IT. Okay, and what we do here at Analytics is to train you to have that experience of you getting these jobs. So essentially, what we're going to be doing is we are building a recommendation pipeline. All right. So once you finish analytics, you go through the program, you have a good, your repository, everything is up to date. We will prepare you for the interviews and all that. You have a good CV. We recommend you for the jobs that come out from the recruiters. All right. And that is how we are guaranteeing you interviews this year. All right. And that's how we're guaranteeing you interviews this year. So if you're in the UK, you're in Canada, you're in the US, all right, this is an opportunity for you to latch on in order for you to get started. If you have family, you have friends that are looking to get into the IT space, all right, and they want that confidence of, oh, will I get interviews? Okay, will I get interviews? All right, and we are going to prepare you for the interviews, meaning that you will have a more likely chance of you getting the job. All right. Now, what roles can you apply to? Data engineer, obviously, you can apply to data engineer. You can apply to ETL developer roles, AWS cloud engineer roles, data quality engineer, analytics engineer, business intelligence developer or business intelligence engineer, big data analyst, and quantitative analyst. Okay, quantitative data engineer. These are some roles that you could actually apply to. So it's not just data engineer, data engineer, data engineer. You could also apply to other roles that are related to data engineering. So in a few minutes here, I'm just going to show you some roles currently. First off, I'm going to start with fully remote job roles. I'm going to start with fully remote job roles. So I'm going to go to built-in. So this one, anywhere in the world you are, anywhere you are in the world, you can actually apply for these jobs. So I'm going to go to built-in, builtin.com. Okay. And you see explore remote tech jobs. Explore remote tech jobs. I'm going to click on that. It's going to take me to this page. And now I'll search for the keyword data engineer. All right. This is fully remote and this is in the US. Okay. This is in the US. All right. So you see these roles, so you see data engineer, these are all fully remote, fully remote, fully remote, fully remote, fully remote. This is a bit of hybrid, okay? So that might be very tricky. But anyways, I usually tell people just apply for it as long as there's a remote opportunity there, you can apply for it. If it is purely hybrid, they'll put it there as hybrid. But these are purely remote roles, okay? And you see all these roles exist currently, but these are jobs that I'm looking for. And the salary packages are there for some of them. This is 150,000 annually, 150 to 135,000, 90 to 130,000, 155 to 175,000. So let's take a look at this. Take a look at the first one, okay? All right. See what we have here, essential responsibility. Build data pipeline to ingest new data sources, transform data to support various use cases, optimize existing data pipeline, and literally what we just did, okay? What we just did today, that's exactly what you're going to be working with. Intermediate, not expert, intermediate experience with Python, advanced experience with SQL, experience with data modeling, and so on, Apache Spark, in which you're going to learn from the training program, all right, and so on and so forth. You're going to be working with AWS because you're going to be working with S3, Glue, and Athena. Those are the things that you get to work with, okay? Now, that's one rule. This one was posted about 6 days ago. Let's look about other ones. Okay, this one was posted yesterday, senior data engineer. This is also yesterday, lead data engineer. Data engineer, 100% remote, okay? And you see all these roles are all data engineering roles. Now, for the guys in the UK, I'm just going to go to read. I usually use read.co.uk. All right. Now, also the same thing, I'm just going to search for the keyword data engineer. Okay. Okay. Going to search for this. All right. And you see the opportunities that you are currently missing out on. All right. So we have data engineer. Okay. You have data engineer, data engineer, data engineer. Now, this is what we call contract position. All right. This is what we call contract position. All right. So now this is charging this particular role, they're telling you it's between 450 to 550 pounds per day, not per month, not per week. All right. Per day. So every day you work as a contractor with this organization, you earn between 450 to 500 pounds, 550 pounds. All right. So when I started, I talked about data science contractor working in the UK, US, and Canada now. Or I just relocated to Canada. So that's what I do also based off in Canada. All right. So it's working with this organization for short-term contracts. Okay. Like what we did here. I'm just going to show you real quick. So this is currently Leeds. This is currently based in Leeds. Okay. And you see, let me see this. Okay, 6 months. You see, this is 6 months contract. Okay, duration is a 6 months contract. So short-term contract, earn your money, get out, move to a new one. So you see this proficiency in Python, AWS, ETL processes, SQL, and data processing frameworks. Basically, exactly what we just did today. Like even if you can do this, what we did today, all right, you can start applying for this kind of roles. All right. But obviously you need more hands-on practical projects, more, more complicated projects to get you that experience that you're looking for. And that's what we teach you. So you have 65 to 90,000 junior data engineer. We have data engineer, AWS, NoSQL. All right. 48 to 55,000 pounds. So these are opportunity. And you could actually just look at contract, just solely contract roles. And you see the number of contract roles that you see there, 450 to 550, 600 to 700, 450 to 550, and 300 to 400. So this opportunity exists. Yeah, you might not be able to get a contract position because you might want to get an organization where you can learn, first of all. So you might want to be looking at a full-time opportunity before you start to do contract. Okay, so I have more experience, so meaning that I can easily just get to an organization like this and hit the ground running. Because that's exactly what we need. That's what they need you to do. Okay, so they have a business problem. So you see this now. My client is a backbone Britain energy system. They deliver energy to wherever it is needed in the UK. They are looking for a data engineer with strong coding experience to support this generation. So that's exactly. So they have a specific problem, and they need the contractor to come in to solve the problem. Do you understand? That's exactly what you're looking at. So essential skill set, PySpark, you will learn it. Python, you will learn it. That Spark also you'll learn. You're going to be working more majorly with AWS, but data modeling, you'll learn it also. And the good thing about the cloud platform is once you can learn one, the skills are transferable to other cloud platforms. All right. So those are the things that you benefit you could do. And that's the same thing for the guys in Canada, for example. I'm just going to go to Indeed. All right. I'm going to search for Indeed, UK, Canada. All right. And I'm going to look at data engineering. Okay. Data engineer, I mean, sorry. So you see that. All right. And it's the same thing. Contract position, full-time position, they are all the same thing. All right. So you see analytics engineer, senior Power BI engineer, analytics systems engineer. These are all roles that have been renamed to data engineering. All right. Senior BI engineer. And those are the roles that you have there. Okay. So these are roles that you can actually get into. So you have contract, you have full-time, you have permanent, and you have so on and so forth. All right. So you can actually specify the region, the city, your province, and you can get more opportunities within those areas. All right. So for the guys in Nigeria, you could apply for remote jobs, solely for remote jobs. You could actually get remote jobs working remotely. Okay. Okay, somebody's asking inside and outside IR35. Okay. For the guys in Nigeria, there are other sites you could actually do. I've told you about built-in. Umachuku, I'm going to come back to you just in a few seconds. For the guys in Nigeria looking to get remote jobs, this is one platform you could get remote jobs. Another platform you could actually use is Well Found. Okay. Okay. Well Found. fully startup remote jobs. All right, fully start, find your next job. So you see, this is fully, you see here, over 130,000 remote and local startup jobs. All right. So all you need to do, you need to register, no doubt about that. All right. You go to see here, data and analytics. So you see senior data engineer, senior software engineer, senior engineer. These are all data analytics roles. So you might need to register. I don't have an account here. All right. But this is one place you could actually apply for remote jobs. Okay. We also have remote.co, remote.co. All right. So this is another place you could get all things remote, working remotely, solely remotely. And it's also, but for those guys, for the guys, any job that you're looking at for, okay, you can actually get remote jobs in here. So you have IT roles, okay, remote IT jobs, and you could actually search for the keywords that you're looking for. All right. And get all the things that you need. Okay. So, my guys, in terms of remote jobs, you can actually apply to all these places. There are more places you can actually go to apply for these jobs. Okay. Now let me answer the question around Fiverr. Also, yes, it's a good place for freelancers. All right. So for freelancers, we have Upwork. Okay. This is for freelance. So all you have to do is just go to D. All right. You see data scraper. You'll see, where's that again? Database designer. All right. Database designer construction and so on. So you have quite a number of roles you could actually start to take on from here. All right. So you also have Fiverr, okay, which is another very good platform for freelancers. Okay. And you could always obviously start to build your presence on all these platforms. So these are the guys in Nigeria. You can work freelance, you can work remotely, and so on. Okay. And we'll help you achieve this. Now, for the person asking questions around the guys in the UK, inside and outside IR 35. So you have inside IR, this is currently inside IR 35. Basically, it is the tax system. Okay. So for the guys in the UK, when you see stuff around inside and outside IR 35, it basically is talking about how you file your taxes. It's talking about taxes. Okay. So when you say inside IR 35, okay, the company will be the one to file, the company will be the one to file your taxes. The company will be the one to file your taxes. Okay. So they're paying you so once this, let's say they're paying you 550. Okay. 550. Let's just do a rough calculation. Okay. A rough calculation from my experience, 550. Sorry, give me a second. Just gonna take this calculator here. So 550, okay, multiplied by, on average, usually work for contract position is not 40 hours. You work like 37. It's only one of my experience that I got to work 40 hours. Sometimes it's 36 hours, 37. It's not usually 40 hours, anyways. So let's say you do 37 hours, you earn 550 per hour, per day, I mean, per day, for 5 days. Okay, let's just use per day. Okay, for 5 days. Okay, so not hours this time around. 550 per for 5 days, you get 2,700. So now 2,750. Okay, let's say you do this for a month. This was for 1 week. You do it for a month. We give you what? 11 grand. So now at the end of the month, okay, so this they actually pay per week. Most times they pay you per week. So let's just take a look at per week, 2,750. All right. So now this 2,750, when you're inside IR 35, all right, the company will remove their taxes. The company will they will file your taxes for you, and you'll be paid, maybe you get back 1,500-ish or thereabout. That's what you will get. This is inside IR 35. Okay. But outside, when you see a rule that says outside IR 35, it basically means that you will be the one to file your taxes. It means that this old 2,750, they will pay to you. They will pay you 2,750. All right. You will be the one to now look at your expenses, take out your expenses. All right. Take out your expenses, take out your tax. All right. Then after that, you pay yourself. So most people are usually looking for outside IR35. Most people are always looking for outside IR35. So if you want to hold one position, fantastic. You can just hold one outside IR35 and you are good to go. So at the end of the month, you're getting your 11 grand in full. Okay, you're getting your 11,000 pounds in full. All right, and then you take out your taxes. Okay, so at the end of the month, you know what you're left with. All right, but for inside, the company itself will take out the taxes, then give you what is left. Okay, so me, I've only done one outside 35. Okay, and I got a lot of calls from from home office that I was owing them money. All right. So, anyways, what works for you? I have people, I have friends, all right, that introduced me to it that do a lot of, they only do outside, they don't do inside. For me, I work two, when I do like two combined, three sometimes, all right. So I do inside most times. That's what I do. That's my own preference because I don't want home office reaching out to me to be asking questions. So essentially, that's exactly what you do as a contractor, all right. And these are the opportunities you can get. You could also work contracting positions in the UK, in US also, all right. US, Canada, those are like the job. Even Ireland also. If you're in Ireland or you know someone in Ireland, all this contract position exists within these regions, even in Germany too. All right. So without wasting too much time, I've talked about this. You can go on LinkedIn, Glassdoor for remote jobs for the guys in Nigeria looking for remote opportunities. These are some of the sites you can go to get remote opportunity. All right. So join our next cohort on the 2nd of March, 2024. All right, 2nd of March, 2024. I said I was going to spend 2 hours. I'm 6 minutes behind time. So join our next cohort on the 2nd of March, 2024. That's literally in about 2 weeks. Okay. All right. The full amount of the training program is $900 and the pound equivalent is £750. All right. Now we are running a discount for the first 20 people to register. The discount is only available for the first 20 people to register. All right, that's what you see here. First 20 people to register. So if you want to take advantage of the discount, please, this is the right time to do it. All right. So essentially, so rather than you pay $900 or £750, the discounted amount you can actually pay, you're getting a discount of £250. Okay, $250, I mean. So $750, you can pay $750. And the good thing also is you can pay the discounted amount in two installments. In two installments. $750 in two installments. Payment one. All you need to do now is secure your position with $550. And you can complete the second payment 1 month into the training program. 1 month into the training program. So this one comes 1 month into the training program. Okay. Now, if you're paying in pounds, the pounds equivalent is £625. Okay. And you can also still pay in two installments of £460 and £165 balance 1 month into the training program. All right. 1 month into the training program. So that's exactly what we're looking at. $750, £625. You can split the discounted amount in two installments. But if you're waiting to the end of the month, when we've gotten the first 20 people, if you want to wait till then before you make your money, you will need to pay the full amount. Okay, which is $900 and $750. This no instrumental payment. All right, no instrumental payment for full amount. You need to pay the full amount in order for you to get started. Well, because we're running a discount for the first 20 people, all right, you can pay in two installments of $550 and $200, or pound equivalent of £460 and £165 equivalent 1 month after the training program has started. Okay. And that's exactly what you need to do to get it started. So it's recommended, I'm recommending that you latch onto this opportunity to secure your discount. Secure your discount now, without wasting too much time. This training program is going to be started on the 2nd of March, 2024. All right. So let's get started, okay? So all you need to do is to click the link. all right, click the link. The link has been sent to the chat below. So once you click the link, depending on your region, all right, it's going to show you the price based on your location, based on your region. All right. So once you click on the link, all right, it will take you to this Tenalytics Enrollment Center, Tenalytics Enrollment Center, which will give you access to all the program brochures, all the program brochures. So once I click on this, it takes me to all the brochures. You see here, where is it? Data engineering. So if you want to get a full scope of what the program entails, after the masterclass, you want to read through the brochure for data engineering to know exactly what you've been learning. All right, this is exactly what you will learn. So about us, why data engineering, become a data engineering, the program overview, I discussed this earlier, the tools that you'll get to work with, the curriculum. So during the curriculum, you see a full detailed aspect of what you learn during the training program, data engineering fundamentals, to SQL, to batch commands, to data modeling, to cloud computing, to, and all the things you learn. The diverse roles you can apply to, why with analytics, and all the things that you need to learn, like everything, some of the facilitators from the training program, myself, Timmy, Kelvin, these are very experienced professionals that are leading the industry at this point in time. And so many other people that you get to work with during the training program. So when you say you're going to be getting that hands-on experience, you are going to be getting it from the class itself. All right. So once you click on the link, okay, all right, it takes you to this page. You can get access to all the program brochures in there, all right? And let's talk about payments, okay? For data engineering, all you need to do is just for initial and full payment, just come straight down to data engineering, click on data engineering, the link, all right? It takes you to this page, all right? And you can see the full amount is showing me in pounds because I've always opened this while I was in the UK, all right? Okay, so this is showing me in pounds. So currently it is 350. I can pay a minimum of $350, £350, I mean. All right, so the full amount in pounds is £625. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. So if you want to pay the full amount now, currently, you can secure it now, once and for all. All right. But if you want to pay the initial first payment, which is £460, you could actually just come here and pay £460. Okay. If you don't have up to £460 today, take for example, you have £300, okay, that you can use to secure a discount. No, the minimum you can pay is £350. Okay. So if you have £350 today, all right, that's what you could use to secure your position in the training program starting next month. So I would say you should secure your position, secure your space now. All right, so £350, okay, and you can reserve your seat, put in your email, your name, and all the things that you need. Now, the key thing here is you are paying £350, okay? So you're paying 350 out of, you're paying 350 out of 460. So it means you need to balance 110, 110. All right, you need to balance 110. So before the program starts on the 2nd of March, you need to balance £110 in order for you to get started. Cool. You need to pay the balance of 110 in order for you to get started. But the good thing is you would have secured your discount. So all you need to do now is just to pay, all right? If it's a £400 that you have today, in order for you to get started, fantastic. If over here also in dollars, if it's a $400 that you have, if it is $350 that you have to get started, please secure your position now, all right? So that you're not stuck with paying the full amount when it's too late. So secure your position now. Now let's get started. All right, see what we did today within just the space of 2 hours. All right, see the project we got to work on. A real life case study, web scraping, where we got data from odometer, transformed it, and loaded it into a database. It's as simple as that. All right, obviously there are more technicalities as you go on, as you start to build yourself. But that's a simple project that we did in 2 hours, and you were able to conceptualize, you were able to understand. Now imagine you spending the next 14 to 16 weeks with us. All right. And imagine the amount of projects you get to work on, the kind of real life experiences that you build as you work on this project. And that's exactly what you get. Benga, we have some people within the team, that is currently going through our training program that would like to share their own personal experience. Said and Said, do you want to go first? Let me ask you. Let me see.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure. Fantastic. Sage, okay, fantastic. I can see you. I'm gonna spotlight you so that everyone can get to see you too. All right, Sage, you can go ahead. The ground is yours.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for the opportunity. When you were going through people's background, you kind of covered my background. I come from Oracle ERP, so I've been doing it for close to 20 years now. And ERP has got to a stage where it's done what it should do. It's only for the top 500 companies. So it's either you go SAP or you go Oracle at that top of the what you call, and it's become literally very quiet. And over the last 5 years, I've been thinking of what to do and who to do it with. And then I've been looking at this company from afar, and I just said, okay, when I get more information, I will, so I looked at Lowagon, I looked at Analytics, and I looked at doing it online with Udemy. But I wanted one-on-one. But, I attended one of the programs and I spoke to someone who'd actually gone on a course. And one of the things I actually found compelling about this program was the energy that the guys bring on board. I don't think you can get that anywhere else. The energy is quite infectious. I like that. I like that, I can conquer the world attitude. I've actually kind of enjoyed this, but it's very intensive, So when you say, oh, you can get into it without any prior experience, the answer is yes. But don't ever underestimate the amount of work that you need to do. Don't look. I don't want you to end up being disappointed. Over the Christmas, I was doing some work with some of our colleagues, and he was taking a very light approach. And I was a bit aggressive with him. I was actually quite aggressive. And he says, oh, I should take it easy. It's Christmas. I said, when you do tech, when you're good, you upset people. I mean, I work in the UK primarily. I go all over the place. I worked in Dubai, worked on projects in Dubai, I worked on projects in the US, but primarily UK is my domain. I've worked in projects in Nigeria and in Ghana. When you're good, people don't like you, because don't forget that when you go in there, you're tidying things up. And once things get tidy, you upset people that benefit from an untidy system. And when you are not good, you are in twice the amount of trouble. So it's never going to be, touchy-feely, hello, goodbye. I was laughing when you said, oh, 36 hours. Don't even dream about it. When you work in tech, 40 hours is nothing. You won't blink. The point is, when there is work, there is work. Get it done. Get your timesheet signed. You don't clock out. It's not the civil service. You don't clock out. You get the job done. Over the COVID, I was working remotely. I was shuttling between here and Nigeria. And sometimes in my house in Nigeria, I'll work till about 10. Because some of those issues there, as soon as you wait till the next morning, Teams calls start coming in. You are the Mr. Fix It. You don't have time, but it's about deliverables. I'm at home in Nigeria. There's no one supervising me, but yet I work till about 10. So when I work, sometimes I'm so tired, I didn't have to go out and get some exercise and then come back in ready for the next day. So it's just the support and that energy. A lot of the teachers are brought in that energy that, you feel like hugging them. I think that's what I like. That's my testimony. I haven't finished the course, but I'm actually quite excited about what we taught. But you see, for me, there's almost nothing that we're doing here that I haven't come across in one way or the other before. I mean, I've used SQL extensively, but I'm just intrigued at what Python can do, what the libraries in Pandas can do, what PySpark can do, and all this automation. I'm just blown. I'm excited about what it can do. And that's my story. Thank you.
Awesome, Said, yeah. Absolutely spot on, to be honest with you. Absolutely spot on. And I enjoy the fact that you're enjoying your experience, first of all. Also, I like the fact that you are leveraging your prior experience in getting started. And there's something you said about, working on projects in the tech space. To be honest with you, you're clocking in 40 hours or 37 hours doesn't mean you're working 40, 37 hours. That's what the company is paying you on. But that doesn't mean that if something is wrong or something is going on, you are always working as a tech professional. All right. And I enjoy the fact that you also talked about self-commitment, self-determination. So if you're going to be coming in, most people think that this is the cost of the training program. But the actual cost of the training program is your time. The actual cost of the training program is your time. Okay, because we'll provide you with all the materials, all the things that you need to do, live classes, additional watch me do videos I'm going to share with you shortly. You would have all the things that you need to succeed. To be very honest with you, all right, and all the support, like Said also talked about. But without wasting too much time, I'm going to bring in Ponley. Ponley, are you there? Can you hear me? So I spotlight you also for everyone. Ponley, did I get your name
Yes,
from? Did I? Okay.
yes,
Fantastic.
Emmanuel.
All right, fantastic. Please go ahead, Ponley.
Oh yeah, my name is Paul Olaiwola. If Emmanuel, thank you very much. I'm telling you thank you very much because you're one of the people that motivated us when I jumped into the wagon. I joined Analytics last month. That's January intake, and believe me, it's been mind blowing. Like there's so much to learn. Like I usually go to YouTube to look for videos and all that, but I don't do that because there's so much. There's so much, and like said, like you just need to dedicate your time to it. And once you put in your time, you're going to get so much. Like I'm currently here in the UK and I have people that are data engineers and I try to, attach them so they can teach me and all. So my brother just told me, no, you need to jump on analytics and all. Like you need to sacrifice your time and do. And believe me, it's been mind blowing. Even before the classes, they drop watch me videos and all that, watch me do it videos, and they are self-explanatory where you can have all the details about what you're about to learn. And even during the class, like me, I'm a slow learner. I take my time, I go back to watch the videos, practice what has been taught in the class. And I'm already building my CV as a data engineer. By next month, I should start applying for my first job and all. And I know I can do it because most of the tasks we are working on, they are real life projects. So it's been very interesting, and I'm very glad I jumped on it. I'm so proud to be a member of Analytics.
Awesome. You see, Ponley, yeah, the best is just getting like we're just getting started. Let me just put it this way. So well, don't worry. In the next, even before you start applying for before the end of this month, you would see we have plans for you to start applying for jobs for the guys in January.
Yeah,
Because
and
quite
I also forgot. Like every week, dropping sections where we have to practice about maybe time assignment given in class, and there's this other one where they teach you how to build your CV. Like last week class was so intense and interesting, where you have to use AI to query your CV just to match job descriptions. And like it's mind blowing. They don't just leave you to hang there. They build you for the economy. Like they build you to match anything. So it's mind blowing. It's worth every penny. Believe me, it's worth it.
fantabulous. Thanks a lot, Molly. I couldn't have said it
Thank you.
better. Thank you very much. Thanks for taking out time on a Friday to talk to potential people looking to get started in data engineering. Thanks a lot. Very appreciate it. All right, guys.
No problem.
I'm just gonna, all right. I'm just gonna spend the next few seconds to walk you through the platform. Okay, so you see it for yourselves. Seeing is believing, like they say. Okay, so this is a Google Classroom that has all the materials that you get from Analytics once you register. So Paul is currently in the January cohort. So I'm just going to go to data engineering cohort 1. That's the 20, you see it here. 2024-01. This is the general cohort. This is the classroom. This is where all your materials are being stored. All right. So everything that's Ponley has said, and also the same thing Said has said, everything, you have lifetime access to all the materials. Okay. So you have the first class that's starting on Saturday. All right. You have the class recording in there. Okay. So all the classes are recorded. I okay, for the general course, I started with them, okay? So I started Introduction to Data Engineering, and you see me there, you see the slides there, and you see all the materials that are, the videos are recorded. And like I said, you have lifetime access to the video recordings. Now, Sunday classes, then this is the Watch Me Do It videos that we're talking about. Okay, so we have the week one Watch Me Do It videos. So this basically allows you to watch it at your own pace. Okay, so for people that want to, that are more relaxed, that want to learn at a certain pace, this is how you can learn at your own pace. All right, so you see, introduction, welcome address, learning roadmap, different career paths, and so on and so forth. Introduction to data engineering. What is data? What is big data? What is data engineering? Data storage and management. OLTP versus OLAP, all these videos are there for your consumption. So this is you learning at your own pace. You learning at your own pace. You taking the videos and learning at your own pace. All right. And so you see, so all the things that you need to learn, everything is detailed in there. All right. Now, the practical aspect, let's show you the practical aspect. This is Python, introduction to Python. All right. So obviously, before you start coding and all that, you need to get a very solid understanding of what we need to understand of Python. So you see, I'm just going to walk you through, let's say strings, for example. All right. So I'm just going to take you through strings. So you see the videos are there. It's called Watch Me Do It. So as the video is playing, you're also replicating exactly what is being done in the video. So you see me again walking you through what we call strings this time around. All right. So these are another data type in Python that allows you to, work with text data. All right. So that's exactly what it is. And you see, and that's what happens every week. Okay. So you have your live classes on the weekends. All right. And you have the Watch Me Do It videos that accompanies with it. Okay. So you see, everything is done to ensure that you're always working on something, that you're learning every single day. All right. So at the end of everything, you see, you have a Python basics case study. Now let's take a look at the case study. All right. All right. So it's just putting up all the things that you've learned, introduction to this SQL, what is SQL, what the database is, databases, and so on and so forth. All right. You also see get a watch me do it video, an SQL watch me do it video. So this is the Metro Bank case study. All right. And walks you through DDL, DML, and DQL. All right. So you see everything added in the Metro Bank create statement, alter statement, insert an update statement, all the things you need to learn in order for you to get started is exactly. So you see, currently with the guys in general quotes, they are currently on, just going to scroll down. So they're currently on intermediate Python and SQL. All right. They're currently on intermediate Python and SQL. Okay, so that's what they did last week. Okay, so this week they are moving into a new topic, pandas and all that. Okay, so anyways, for the general quote, and these are the things, everything is, put in there for you to come up with. If you have an interview scheduled, you have CV review, okay, you have the linked optimization session, you have mentorship session, you see it here, interview simulation recording, simulation recording, utilizing AI for job application, identify and practicing salary negotiation, tech career transitioning experience, achieving anything with the smart goals. So you see, everything is designed to help you get started. Okay? Job application tracker, 90 days consistency. These are all designed to ensure that you are learning. That's the key thing you need to have. That's one thing you need to have at the back of your mind. All the things that you have here is just to ensure that there's progression. There is no, everything is not bombarded to you at the same time. You have everything, given to you in certain phases. So you have all the need to do. You have everything you need to have in order for you to get started. All right, from the materials to the facilitators to the community around you, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So if you want to take advantage of the discount, please take advantage of the discount now. All right. Do you guys have any questions? If you have any questions, you can raise up your hand and I'll be happy to take your questions. So Ada is asking in the chat, when would the promo be ending? So the promo is actually an early bird discount. All right. So take advantage of the early bird discount. The early bird discount is going to end when we get first 20 people to register. All right. So the discount is only available for the first 20 people to register. And this is the second master class that we have, we are running at this point in time. All right. So once you click on the link, okay, you would see once you click on the link, it takes you to the page and you click on data engineering. All right. So once we get 20 people, how would you know? You'll see the price on the link would revert back to $750. It will revert back to $900 or £750. All right. So once the system currently is tracking how many people have made payment. Okay. So once we each 20 people, the amount reverts back to the full amount. That's how you know. So if you want to take advantage of it, I've said it already. Rather than you paying the full first payment, you could actually pay, you could pay a portion out of it. So take, for example, if I want to pay in pounds, okay. So rather than paying 460 full, you could actually pay 350, all right, or 400. Okay, I could actually pay 400 to reserve a seat. The remaining £60 can be paid before the training program starts. But the key thing is you would have been part of the first 20 people to register. Okay, the entire training program is for 16 weeks. 16 weeks. That's including break. So you have break times during the training program. So including your breaks and all that, you have 16 weeks of learning. All right, 16 weeks of learning. That's 3 months plus. Okay, that you get to be working with us. Okay, and you have 1 month internship. So that is 3 months of learning, 1 month of free virtual internship where you get to build on this. So one thing I like to tell most people, all right, and we have a ton of other testimonials in there. All right, so you see Olatosin got a job as a fraud analyst. We have, Ikman getting a job as a data, and there are quite a number of testimonials that we can share, all right, of people getting jobs literally across the world. And that's where we have proof. All right, Idris and DBC got a job with Jaguar, okay, and currently also, as a data engineer. So I think let me play that of Idris so you see exactly what I think this is in here. All right. So you listen, you'll get to hear what Idris had to say. All right. So in just a few, I think it's just a few minutes. All right. So let's listen to Idris quickly.
Hello everyone, my name is Idris. How I heard about analytics was through a post on Instagram. So there was this ad. And I was interested in what I saw there. That made me decided to go through their website and see the curriculum they had. Going through the curriculum, I realized this was exactly what I was looking for because I'm this kind of person. I very much love learning fundamentals when I'm diving into a new field. And this was exactly what analytics is doing there. Starts from the fundamentals and build it up from there. That made me enroll into the program with them, and my learning experience throughout the program was very productive because I gained a lot of concepts which I'm applying in my current role at the moment. Since finishing the program at Analytics, I've been able to secure a data engineering role at Jaguar Land Rover, and recently I just secured a new role as a senior analytics engineer. So my advice for anyone is if you're having any doubts or if you think, you need to delve into this field, I advise you to just go through the website, check on the courses there and see what you're interested in and start from there. Thank you.
Those are success stories that you get to work with. Got a job with Jaguar, at first, and now he's resuming another job, or he has resumed another job as an analytics engineer. So these are the kind of opportunity that you wouldn't get from any other place. All right. People that had no prior experience, getting their jobs, getting started, and securing their future. All right. So all the job opportunities, the reason why I took out time to show you that these jobs exist is very simple. All right. It's very simple. It's to show you that if you take out time, you can also do the same thing. It's as simple as that. All right. And you've heard from Kwale, you've all heard from Said, Said that also went through that currently went through the training program. We are, devoted to ensuring that you succeed in this desired career of yours. All right. So someone's asking a question around, can I pay in Naira? Yes, you can. So once you click on the main stack link, it will show you the Naira equivalent of what you need to pay. All right. So I can't see that because of my current region. Okay. So all you need to do is just click on the link, it will show you Naira. So David, do you want to confirm? Do you want to confirm that you can see it in Naira? You know, once you click on the link, it should show you in Naira. Okay. All right. So once you click on the link, based on your region, it's going to prescribe the price to you. All right. And you can then make your payment. Okay. All right. Okay, yes, confirm. Somebody's confirming. Okay, yes. Thank you very much for that, Samuel. All right, guys. On that note, yeah, that's where we're gonna call it a day. All right. I said I was gonna take 2 hours, but I'm shooting by 35 minutes. All right. Apologies for that. So, guys, this is a wake-up call. If you're looking to get into data engineering this year, all right, this is the time for you to get started. And this discount is not a lifetime discount, okay? This is a discount that is an early bird discount for you to get for the first 20 people to register. £750 or $750 or £625 equivalent. And you can pay this discount fees in 2 installments, allows you to pay in 2 installments, okay? And essentially that's the case, okay? So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to give you guys permission to unmute yourself. So if you had a wonderful time, guys, I really want to know if you had a great time from the projects to all the things that we do today. Infinix Notes, I can't get into your saying. All right, Harry
Good evening,
David.
sir.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay.
Okay. I'm watching from Lagos, Nigeria. I really appreciate the course. I went through it and it was loving. Though I came in late, but I'll be honest, I'm just a young guy. I'm just 22 years old, and I love the course based on the way you broke it down and everything. But it's really, really nice. But I'll be honest with myself, I really cannot afford it, but it's a loving course. Anyone that can afford the course should grab the course, because we're driving to an age whereby everything is tech, and based on the data engineering stuff, it's loving. I love the way you broke it down. And coming from someone that is Nigerian, I think I really love the concept.
All right, fantastic. Thanks a lot. Even I know I can't get your name. I only see Infinix Note 5 here. Well, thanks a
My name
lot
is
for that.
Ebuka.
Ebuka, all right. Thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Appreciate it big time. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
All
And
right. Good evening. Sorry, before you go.
David. Yes.
Yes. I went on the site you posted for Nigeria. I mean the Naira payment, and I
Yes.
saw 400. I saw 500,000. So I don't know. Do we also take that like 500,000, or is it 555,000 and 400,000 is the amount we are supposed to pay for the data engineering based on the fact that we're in Nigeria? And if that be the case, do we also have this discounted amount for early birds?
All right. Good. So the discount, the price you're seeing currently is the discount amount. All right. So the total price is 900,000 naira. Okay. That's if you're going to be paying in naira. All right. You could pay a minimum of 550,000 to secure your space in the train program. 550,000 naira to secure your space. Once you pay that amount, that will be your initial payment. That will be your first payment. Okay. All right. Now, the complete payment of 350 will be paid as your second installment. Okay. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you see the full amount is 900,000. That's what you see there. But you see minimum amount you can pay is 550,000 naira. So that's what you need to pay in order for you to secure your space. Do you understand? So that's what you need to.
Okay.
All right. So you could change the 900K
All right.
to 550 or 600,000 to get you started. All right.
Okay. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
All right. All right. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. All right. So thank you guys. I had a wonderful time. I hope you did also. And I'm looking forward to having you all in the main class. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the main class. If you're going to be joining me, please, I'm looking forward. I'm happy to having you on board. Thank you very much again. And Looking forward to having you all in the session. Cheers, guys, and have a wonderful weekend. All right. Bye for now. Bye, everyone. Please take advantage of the discounts. Please take advantage of the discounts. A lot of people come back to say that, oh, I was in your masterclass 2 weeks ago. This was, if you want to pay that, minimum amount to get you the discount, please pay that now so that you can secure a discount. Thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye, everyone.